All right, here we go. Salute to Knicks Nation on this Thursday evening. Another edition of KnicksFanTV's post-game live. CP the Fanchise and Stratocaster in the building. Cancel the travel plans. Hold off on the trip to Mexico. Don't even call Liberty Travel, because the Orange and Blue Boys would come to play tonight at Madison Square Garden in a do-or-die game. And while we could talk about the captain, the big bodega, the supporting cast, the Knicks will play some defense tonight, holding the Indiana Pacers to 94 points. But yes, the big two in Brunson and Towns really leading the way here, combining for 56 points. You had Josh Hart with a near triple-double off of the bench, and some stellar play from the supporting cast. A great job by the Knicks in getting, I believe, a wire-to-wire victory here. And, hey, sending the Pacers back home with something to think about, man. 111-94. Game 5 goes to the good guys, man. Call us up in the KFTV Discord. Hit the like button. Hit the share button. Subscribe to the channel. Salute to our franchise channel members of the #1 show for the fans, by the fans. Lock in. Let's get it cracking, man. Let's go. Let's go. How you feeling, man?
I feel great.
Yeah.
We got to win, man. One game 5. Take one win at a time.
Hold
but
off.
Hey, it's not ended tonight, bro.
It ain't
not
over.
Tonight.
It ain't over. Hold off on the tequila and lime juice.
Ooh,
hold off on the. I mean, yeah, I'll probably take that here in New York. But the point is, we ain't going to Cancun just yet. Look, man. Hey, story of this series. And the keys to win: defense. He gave up 130 points to this team in regulation in Game 4. You stumbled and bumbled your way to a loss, even though they got themselves back into the game. Tonight was different. They came out the gates firing. Their intensity, the ball pressure, as was noted on the telecast. That was one of the few smart things that the broadcasters were talking about. I thought the ball pressure was great. In particular, on Halliburton, I thought their closeouts were really good. Mitchell Robinson's defense, obviously stellar there. You know, Brunson wasn't really getting exposed out there as he has for most of this series. And so all in all, that's where I got to start, man. You know, the offense, we can sleepwalk in the offense and beat this team. They have to be better defensively, and tonight they were. That's where I'll start, man.
They absolutely were. I mean, let's think about this, CP. As you noted in your monologue, held them to 94 points, okay?
Yeah.
And the one thing that I thought the Knicks did well was make the Pacers think twice. And how do you do that? By showing a lot of bodies at Tyrese Halliburton. They always showed 2, 3. They made sure that he could not get into any open space, cause chaos, and find open shooters. That's the biggest thing that Halliburton could do. And so with the Knicks doing that, they made him think twice. You forced somebody else to be the playmaker tonight. And by doing that, you saw that guys like Nebhard, Aaron Naismith, they were rushing, all right? They're moving a little too fast for themselves. And so with that came a lot of turnovers. Then the Knicks were able to take advantage of that. And so then the Knicks were able to, just pile on with their slow, methodical offense, but then also get out in transition. This is a team that needs to be able to do that. And for most of the series, CP, they have not beaten the Pacers in the transition scoring category. And so when you were able to do that tonight, you're going to be able to come out victorious against the Indiana Pacers. I mean, look, Pacers won by 1, 16-15. I know we'll get to the key stats of the night.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's 16-15, much closer than being like 24-6 or anything like that. So the Knicks finally did what they needed to do, which was to slow it down and then attack the Pacers at their own game.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. You saw a lot of 2 on the ball against Halliburton, especially in the second half, getting the ball out of his hands and making him a bit more uncomfortable. You also saw a lot more of the dog on Halliburton, even in possessions where Mikal Bridges was out there on the floor. I wanted to see that. You know, we were talking about how Naismith's defense on Brunson has been so good because he can play more physical. I've wanted to see more of the dog on Halliburton. I think we're going to see even more of that in Game 6. because I think that is going to be very, very important. Look, you're going to see a much more focused and intense Pacer team in game six with much more killer instinct. So you got to cut the head off at the snake early and not let him get activated early. I'm going sick in the dog on him from the opening tip-off in game 6. But I thought overall tonight as a collective, their team defense on Halliburton was really good.
100%. And you see when you put OG on Halliburton, right, it allows Mikal to use his wingspan to be that guy that can jump the passing lanes. And we saw that tonight. Guys were making errant passes. Bridges able to get a steal, push out in transition, or just set up your offense. Boom. That's all they need to do, man. You got to be physical with Halliburton. He does not have the frame to be like Jalen Brunson and take his time, work the paint. That's not what he wants to do. So if you're going to throw him off his block, then you're going to have a lot of chaos. And look, you see that even trickle down to everybody else. Even Pascal Siakam not having necessarily the greatest game that he was.
Fortunate.
But that's because Halliburton's not setting everybody up, causing then Siakam to be that great second option for them.
Yeah, definitely. And look, they were fortunate that Siakam didn't pop off. Only 15 points tonight, 5 of 13 shooting, because he has crushed them tonight. He had all 5 Pacer starters in minus double digits, except for Siakam, who was a -1. He had Obi in -26. So what the hell he was doing out there? But anyway, shout out to the captain, Jalen Brunson, man. 32 points. 12 of 18 shooting from the field. And shout out to Cat, man. Again, this has been a tough series with him dealing with Aaron Nesmith, chasing him down 94 feet and being very physical with him. I thought this is a crazy game for Jalen Brunson to be able to handle all of that and just scoring out there with ease, man. 4 of 7 from downtown. He was splashing the nets. 14 first quarter points. 4 of 4 from the free throw line with 5 assists and 5 rebounds. Hey, in a do-or-die game, you want your primetime players to make primetime plays, and that's what Jalen Brunson did tonight, man.
I felt it was a good balance of getting Brunson going and Towns going. It felt like they just oscillated between, like, the first quarter, it was Jalen Brunson. Second quarter was Karl-Anthony Towns. Third quarter, it was Jalen Brunson. Fourth quarter, it was both those guys to close it all out. I thought they did a good job balancing, and look, we've seen enough of the stats out there showing when both of these guys are sharing the court. When you look at the 2-man plus minus, they're a minus, man. We know that when they share the court. So that's why it was good. That's why you stagger these guys, man. And it's not. This is not common. This is not like untouched territory, right? Not newfound ground. This is what good teams do. You have 2 good players, separate them so that way you have your bench getting some help. And look, when you don't have your full starting lineup out there, you still have at least 1 score.
Yeah.
Celtics do it. Nuggets do it. I mean, Clippers did it. All good teams, if they have 2 guys that are capable of scoring, they're going to stagger some minutes. And I thought it was a great job doing that tonight while still putting in the guys that have been helpful with that bench unit. Look, with Karl-Anthony Towns, Landry Shamet, DeLon Wright, those guys were popping off again. DeLon Wright being just that steady hand getting steals. Landry Shamet knocking down threes, man. Who would have thought? You just bench campaign, put out a steady hand, and all these guys start to look good, man.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
Yeah. So great job by Cat, man. The shot was just pure. It was money. And again, he's been struggling at times in this series. Still able to get his points and get his shots, but with that Nesmith matchup, and then you got Mathurin, adding Mathurin into the mix. I thought he did a good job giving everybody that work at different times of this game. Nesmith was getting that work, then especially when Nesmith goes to the bench, that's when you're a lot more freer to get even more activated. So he gave Ben Shepherd, he mixed it up with him, gave Mathurin some of that business, gave Halliburton a little bit. So, Miles Turner caught a 3 to the eye. So great job overall. And as you said, great floor game by Jalen Brunson. So Brunson set the tone in the first quarter, did a great job there. And then it was the Big Bodega's turn in the second quarter. As you said, Thibs staggering the lineups, and in the second quarter, it was Karl-Anthony Towns out there running with Landry Shamet, Delon Wright. I believe Deuce was out there, and was it Josh Hart or OG?
It was OG.
Yeah, and OG. But overall, again, just a great job by the Big Bodega, just understanding the assignment and just dominating his matchups out there. Look, whether it's Turner, they did lose Tony Bradley tonight. Looks like he buckled his knee a little bit. Who knows what his status is going to be for game 6. But whoever it is, man, Dominate, dominate, dominate. And it was good to see Karl Anthony Towns going out there and doing that. 24 points, 13 rebounds, 10 of 20 from the field. Did splash of 3, 1 of 4 from downtown. And look, like I said, if it's Turner, you could still have your way. But especially when Turner's not on the court, that is your time to go out there and destroy these guys. I don't care who's playing at the 5. I don't care if it's Obi, Thomas Bryant. I don't care who it is. That is Karl Anthony Towns' time to go out there and destroy these guys. And he had his moments tonight. And, outside of the foul trouble, he was brilliant.
Thomas Bryant, fire hydrant.
Yeah.
Don't matter.
Don't matter. All
right, man.
Yeah.
Look, for Karl Anthony Towns, and the good thing, too, in this matchup is that Miles Turner, and he's not causing problems for Towns defensively. We see that offensively. He can get some shots off against Karl Anthony Towns, but he was in foul trouble in that first half.
Yes.
And so with him being in foul trouble, and then them losing, what was it? Them losing
Bradley.
Who was it? Bradley.
Bradley got
and then
hurt.
you got Thomas Bryant. Now you're really giving the open lane for Karl Anthony Towns to dominate. So I thought the Knicks being aggressive and putting Turner in situations where he had to foul was also a smart move by this Knicks team.
Yes.
And then just open up that runway for Karl Anthony Towns to dominate, because look, Siakam's not going to stop him either. No one's going to stop Karl Anthony Towns.
No
on
one's
offense, man. He's that efficient, he's that dominant, and that's why the Knicks made the trade for him, right? Because you want him in these type of situations where it's just too easy. And what I liked about Towns' game tonight is that he, even with the knee where he was questionable with, he was still willing to be physical, still willing to put his back to the basket and work hard to go get his points. And look, that wears out your defense. And once again, it's slowing it down, being methodical how the Knicks want to play. So I thought it was a great job by Karl Anthony Towns tonight, man. He did a phenomenal job.
Yeah, it was a great job by him, because when he leaves game 4 with the knee injury, looked a little bad. Came into this one questionable, but most likely was going to play, and then he ended up playing and was phenomenal for them. And once again, the only thing that holds him back is the dumb fouls. And he got lucky tonight, bro, because some of the ones that he got away with earlier, he was pushing everybody in the back. He could have had 4 in the second quarter. So if he's in Indiana in game 6, don't try that in game 6. Don't try that in game 6, because you're going right to the bench. He's got to chill out with that. And him catching that 4th in the third quarter, Knicks got into a little bit of trouble there, man. They did not play that third quarter all that well, despite winning it 34-28. But he could have hurt them by picking up that 4th foul.
And look, let's look at what he did after that stupid foul in the third quarter, right? Now you leave him out there. Now you leave Mitchell Robinson out there. They will then go to the hack-a-mitch, right? And then it forces the Knicks' hands to take him out, because the Pacers closed that thing down. It was 10 points. Thibs is like, all right, we can't have Mitch because he didn't even hit one of the 2 free throws when he first went up there. Don't put him in that situation again, and then we have to rely on Mitch, especially with the Pacers, who were not shooting well. They were shooting under 40% going into that third quarter. Don't give him any life, slow the game down, and play that style. And so you had to pull him out, put Precious in there, and then you just saw it was too dicey. Thankfully, this Knicks team was able to continue to put on the pressure on the Pacers by scoring a lot of points, and were able to play top-notch defense and just gather themselves after that stuff. But those are the type of situations, especially against this team. We've seen it. We've seen it in the last 2 series for the Pacers. Yeah. They're capable. They are capable of returning from even being 20 points down, like the Knicks have done in previous series, and coming back and win the series. So you got to be smart, man. And the dumb fouls have to stop. I know it's hard to say for Towns because 10 years in the league, it's just been well documented. They know that. He's going to do that. We've seen it time and time again. But you cannot give these guys any opportunities to get some sort of life.
Can't give them life, man. So that got a little bit dicey. And again, the decision-making has to be sound. They cannot afford to make mistakes against this team because they are very opportunistic. Once again tonight, 15 Knick turnovers led to 20 Pacer points. Now, they were lucky enough that their defense was on the money tonight, where they forced 20 pacer turnovers and scored 15 points themselves. So you almost kind of nullified each other in that regard, but it's not going to be like that all the time. And in this series, Indiana has been leading the Knicks by a wide margin in terms of points off of turnovers. So you got to limit those type of mistakes, and fouling to put yourself on the bench is hurting your team, especially when they can't get your offense. So he's got to be careful there.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Absolutely. And look, it's not like in this game tonight too, right? Like when you start looking at the stats and how well everyone performed, like it was Brunson, it was Cat, but not everybody else had a great night, man.
Right.
And so, like that's why against this team, you can absolutely win with this type of style where it's just Cat and Towns. We saw that in game 1. They made a miraculous comeback. Cat and Brunson. Thank you. But you just cannot give opportunities where everybody else is not shooting well.
Right.
Because the Pacers have enough. They're going to create for everybody else. That's how their game is. It's not going to be Halliburton necessarily dropping 30 points. The 15 assists may stay because that's who he is.
Exactly.
Right? And we saw what Siakam did. So you cannot you just cannot give them any chance to get out there and get into a rhythm. This team is just way too good. This is the first time they've shot this poorly, from the field. And like they ended up, keep in mind, they were shooting, I think, about 32, 35% for most of the game. They ended with 41%. So they were getting back in a group.
Played a lot better. Yeah.
We can't do that, man. Cannot do that.
Can't do it. They played a lot better in the second half, in particular in the third quarter when they got to the free throw line a ton of times. Give credit to Mather, and he's a dirtbag player, but he's a dirtbag player. I really didn't notice that in his game. And the fact that the league never even reviewed the dirtbag hit on Shamet in Game 4, that was ridiculous. But anyway, he did a good job.
What about the suplex on Brunson, bro? I mean, he legit did a wrestling move on the court.
Dirtbag player. He did a good job getting to the free throw line. Siakam as well. Knicks were kind of stumbling around when they had both Towns and Brunson and Mitch out there. Yo, what's up with Hart, man? Yo. Are you going to make a move to the basket? Or, what is up with the Hart's decision-making with the passes, bro?
It is
just don't
atrocious.
Get it, atrocious, man.
And the thing is, like, if you didn't watch this game and you just looked at the box score, you see, he went 4 of 8 from the field.
Yeah.
He didn't hit any 3-pointers tonight. Went 4 of 6 from the free throw line. Got 10 boards, 4 assists, 2 steals. You're like, it's only 3 turnovers. He had 12 points to finish out, too. He must have had a solid game.
Yeah.
This man, seriously, if the Pacers were in some rhythm,
could have been dicey.
It could have been
dicey. Could have been
real
dicey.
quick.
Yeah.
The decision-making, man, I have no idea. Stop with the jump passes. For crying out loud. Just stop with the jump passes. Take a second, breathe, look before you pass. Because I feel he's trying to anticipate way too much without even looking who's around him.
Yeah.
And that's what's really causing the damage to this team. We saw it in game, we saw it in game 4. We see it now in game 5. Thankfully, once again, have to keep saying it. The Pacers didn't shoot that well.
Right.
All right.
Right.
But it's just opportunities, man. This team, they did a good job playing defensively. They cleaned up a good amount of things, but there's still more to clean up because it's going to come down once again to the details and the execution. And if you're not going to do that, man, it's just going to be hell or high water when you compete in Game 6. So there's still more stuff to work on. And I'll say this to Thibs. 34 minutes for a guy, like, I get it. You look at the stat line again, and it's great. There were times where I'm like, just pull the man, bring somebody else in. He does not deserve to be on the court right now. He is
dicey, man.
It's too risky.
Dicey. It's too
there
dicey.
There are too many risky plays, man.
Yeah.
Too many.
And the thing is like, the one crazy turnover that he had when he's in transition, you got Jarris Walker covering you. Like, this is my thing that I've been saying with the Knicks the entire series. Whenever Miles Turner, and he, look, he's not David Robinson, but he's a good shot blocker. When he's out the game, the Knicks need to be seeing red and going straight to the basket every time. Every time. From Towns, everybody. I don't care if it's the worst ball handler or person getting to attacking the rim. Everybody needs to get to the basket to put pressure on the referees to make a call. So, like, he's running in transition. His game. This is your game. And then he stumbles, coughs the ball up, and I don't remember if that turned into a Pacer score or not. But Just those type of things, man. Can't be scared of a Jarris Walker, bro. He should have dunked on him.
I think he's playing nervous, CP, because look,
yeah.
And we know these guys look at social media. We know these guys are tapped in, especially on the roommates pod. We know these guys are checking socials. He's probably saw the heat that he got from Game 4.
Yeah,
and he probably understands that even if he gave, he's very honest. He holds himself accountable. He knows that he has to play better.
Yeah,
and sometimes for a role player, even when you're back home, it's a lot of pressure on yourself to now play better when you know you just had probably one of your worst performances in the postseason.
Yeah.
And he's such an instrumental factor in what the Knicks do, especially when you're talking about a guy who plays with a lot of energy, scores out in transition. He's another playmaker for the team. You know, they like to utilize that Hart, Brunson pick and roll. Like, he has to execute and he has to score, you know, especially for rebounding when he's out there, and he has to be a good decision maker. That's really what his game is predicated on, being hyper efficient. And when you're turning the ball over, you're not hyper efficient. And then it's who else are you going to turn to do what he does, right? Because Mitch, I love Mitch, man. He's been so impactful. I tweeted out his impact in today's game was the size of Mount Rushmore. But Mitch adds a different element. No one does what Josh Hart does to that degree. That brings that type of physicality, that 120% effort. So it's imperative that he goes out there and he actually performs. But I think with a lot of the heat that he was getting last game and seeing it and probably thinking to himself, he's probably overthinking at this point and not even confident in himself and where he should attack and what he should do. Look, man, he even with open threes, he's still doing the pump fake drive. It's like, dude, just let it rip. You're wide open. Just go.
Yeah. That is true, man. And so, who's this? J Ham in the chat says Hart was grabbing rebounds. That is true. He was grabbing some clutch rebounds, and he did have a key 5-point stretch there in the fourth quarter. So again, it was a cardiac affair for him. That's all we'll say. Much better than Game 4, but still,
for sure,
as we look forward to Game 6. This is what we're talking about. Yes, they won, and they survived, but we're talking about the things that they still need to clean up to win when you're going on the road, understanding that you're going to get a much more intense Pacer team who, if you want to argue, like Reggie said, they didn't have the killer instinct tonight. Yeah, they sure didn't. But the Knicks came to play. Indiana, we'll see. But in Game 6, the Knicks are going to have to be much more crisp so that they don't get into those fight from behind and cardiac comeback. No, have another one of these nights. But it starts with your decision-making, and so we just need Hart to be a lot more crisp there. So to everybody in the chat, once again, man, hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe to the channel. CP and Alex on the ones and twos. How you guys feeling in the chat, man? Leave us an emoji, something. Let us know how you guys are feeling in the chat. Number one show for the fans, by the fans, is on and popping. If you guys are new here, we got over 3,000 people in the chat. If you guys are new in the chat, drop a hashtag new, and we will shout you guys out. Salute to our Fanchise channel members. Salute to Armand Dutta, Al. Just gifted another 10 Fanchise channel memberships. So Merry Nixmas from our guy Armand Dutta, who's been a big-time supporter of the show and is bringing a lot more Fanchise channel members with him. Okay, so we're going to get to the calls in a little bit. We're just going through the game and some of the keys to the game. We got through our star players in Brunson and Towns. Let's talk about the stars in their role, because there were 3 stars in their role for me tonight, Al, who I thought really shined bright off the bench. It may not have been from an offensive standpoint, but overall defense and holding it down. As you mentioned, number 1, block nest monster, Mitchell Robinson. Great bounce back by Mitch. He was a minus 20 in Game 4, and even though he had some still bright spots in Game 4, he had some tough ones as well. Starting the game, the third quarter wasn't all that great for him, but this time it was the complete opposite. Started the game well, and then the third quarter, how about that sequence where he blocks the scoop layup by Halliburton? Get that out of there. I yelled that out in my house. The little man was sleeping. I was like, get that out of there. Get that out of there. Then he strips Turner, forcing the turnover, then the offensive rebound and the putback. And then how about the one-handed Gotham lob from the captain? Oh, man. Oh, my God. That was vintage Mitchell Robinson.
The one-handed slam, CP.
Let's go.
Oh.
Let's go.
Brunson was in his bag in that one, but oh my God,
Yeah.
when I saw that, I was like, oh, it's that good. It's going to be that type of night.
That type of night.
Oh, Knicks are going to be winning this one.
Yeah, it was that type of night. That was a beautiful move there by Cap. And feeding the block nest, man. He's putting in that work. You gotta feed the big man. So great job by Cap. I'm showing it right now in the replay. That was phenomenal. But again, overall good defense by him. You saw the emotion there by Mitch several times in this game. He was not willing to let his team go out like that. Great job by him. So he's my first star in his role. Secondly, Shamet. Good job by Shamet tonight, man. I like Shamet's defense. His energy was great. Forced a turnover on McConnell. Shot a nice 3. I like Shamet tonight, and he got a Garden ovation. He got a Landry Shamet chant from the Garden faithful tonight. Great job by Landry Shamet, bro.
Dude, the bench. The bench was just great tonight. You know, starting with Mitchell Robinson. You just feel the impact, even in his limited minutes and with how he plays, right? I mean, I know he's a starter too, but it still feels like he's playing like he's coming off the bench just because he got 20 minutes and Hart's getting 34. But 3 of 3 from the field. I know he missed both his free throws. Got you 6 points, 6 rebounds, 2 blocks, 1 steal. Those 6 boards, man, felt so impactful, especially in the first quarter. Like,
yeah.
This guy is just – this is what the Knicks were missing throughout the regular season. A guy that is a deterrent at the rim, a guy that can clean up a lot of the messes, and a guy that stops the other team from getting second-chance opportunities. Mitchell Robinson just – even if he's not grabbing boards or anything like that, you see guys like Naismith, Siakam, whoever's just trying to challenge him, no one's getting a clean look. So he deters you from that way, causing either a turnover or wasting time on the possession – right, for the Pacers. He just takes up so much space, whether it's just width, height, like the verticality of Mitchell Robinson too is just through the roof. So Mitch, just so happy he's back, man, because he really changes the entire outlook of a series, whether it's against the Pistons, the Celtics, not even the Pacers. It's just, he's huge, man. And I mean, oh my God, those defensive possessions and those 2 possessions you got to talk about. You got to talk about what led up to that, right? He inbounded the pass to Brunson, and Brunson was not aware that the ball was being inbounded. So then it's a turnover, and then Mitch cleans up the mistake by getting the block, getting the turnover. That's how you stay locked in, man. That's how you don't give up on a play, all right? And when you get that type of reaction from a player, how do you not get buy-in, and how do you not get that excitement, that synergy that everyone's looking for the rest of your teammates, knowing that your defensive anchor is going to stay in the play even when he makes a mistake? That's what you want to see on any given night. So shout out to Mitchell Robinson. And then DeLon Wright. You want to talk about DeLon Wright? I just like having somebody who's an adult out there, man.
Yeah.
He's not going to force anything. You don't need to force anything. Look, maybe one day he'll finish a reverse layup, but he's getting steals, making the right passes, jumping passing lanes.
Yeah.
I'll take all that, man. You'll get the reverse layup. You did not get enough running
it.
time with the Knicks during the regular season. I can forgive you for that. Don't worry. It will drop at some point.
Yeah.
But I like everything else that you're doing. And then Shamet, hey, you see what I know is for Shamet is that he just needs a guard that's looking for him, and for everybody to just share the ball. Right. That's the issue when you have campaign out there. He was always looking for his own shot. So anytime he wasn't shooting, everybody else was forcing their shot and not catching it in rhythm. Shamet catching it in rhythm, and that's the type of player he is, in rhythm shooter.
Yeah.
And when you see that, then he's able to knock down threes. And then when you have him coming off the bench, you know, it still opens up the floor and gives Cat a lot of space to work too.
Yeah, that is true, man. And I just like his overall energy, man. He's got a fire to him. You know, he knocked the ball out of McConnell's hands. He's going at it with the crowd giving him his flowers. So you want guys like that. He's got a good motor. And now he's starting to, hit his shots in those limited minutes. So 5 points for Shamet there. Shout out to him. And hey, my guy Delon Wright, I was advocating for him to get some playing time. He's in the mix. He's in the rotation right now. And you kind of see why, he shows you why he should be playing and why he doesn't play all in one possession. So, yeah.
No, I will not accept that. I will not accept that. Like I said, let this man continue to work out that reverse layup, bro.
Nah, but
although two games in a row, that layup
Yeah.
today, though, I was like, man,
yeah. Just shoot
you
the
should
threes.
just pass that thing out.
Just shoot the threes. Nah, but you know, as you said, from you saw in game 4, you saw in game 5, the anticipation skills. Jump those passing lanes. We don't have that in. You don't even have that in the starting 5 outside of OG. You know, so like things like that will go a long way. You have to end possessions against the Pacers as much as you can. So I liked his minutes tonight, and yeah, he will finish. He will finish, and he might get a 3 or 2. But shout out to Dylan Wright, man.
And CP, let's think about this. Now, when he's out there with OG or even Bridges, think about the wingspan, right? Yeah. Now you got to think about, all right, you got to make smart passes when you have 2 or even all 3 of those guys out there.
Yeah.
Then you include Deuce in the mix, and then you're like, now it's just all hell for the Pacers. And the thing I like about Dylan Wright and Shamet is that they add the quickness that you need to keep up with the Pacers defensively on the perimeter, especially with the McConnell, with the Halliburton, with the Nebhard. Like, those guys move very quick. And so when you look at our initial starting 5, right, when you have Hart, Bridges at the top with Brunson, like, those guys are not going to be players that can mirror what the Pacers want to do. So with those guys coming off the bench, even in their limited minutes, they'll give you that energy, that fire that you need to match what the Pacers are doing with speed-wise.
Yep, good points. Good points there. So to everybody in the chat once again, man, hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe to the channel. Number 1 show for the fans, by the fans, is on and popping. We're going to get to our callers. We got to salute to the Fanchise channel members, salute to everybody watching on Twitter, Facebook, all of our new Fanchise channel members who people are gifting all the way around, man. We got people just throwing out Fanchise channel memberships. I guess when you survive to live another day, it's Christmas here. We can hold off on the doom and gloom and the off-season talk for just one more night, Al. I'm very happy about that. I got my glass of wine.
One game at a time, CP.
Yeah.
One game at a time. All right? Karl-Anthony Towns is talking about making history. Let's go one game at a time.
One game at a time, man. You know. Yeah. No watch party tonight, man. We didn't do the watch party tonight, man. So we were able to start the show on time. But this won't be a 3-hour show. I wanted to get back into, like, my normal flow, man. Like, I was, listen, like, the watch parties are great, and we'll have another one on Saturday. We definitely will have one on Saturday, but, like, there still is nothing, like, for me, just being in the lab, 2 screens, rewinding, going back. I had to study this game tonight. I had to lock in the layer tonight and really be with the team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so they were watching from your laptop today, CP.
Yeah, well, I can't skip a beat. So I got on a big screen downstairs. Then if I gotta eat a late dinner, got the laptop upstairs in the kitchen. So I can't skip a second. But I had to get back in like a normal cadence for tonight. Tonight was important. You know what I'm saying?
It's nice seeing you in Studio A. I'll say that.
Yeah. So yeah. So we'll be back on Saturday. But yeah, we want to take a little break tonight, man. Just get back to locking in with the squad. Okay, shout out to the Rhyme Animal Chuck D out $50 super chat. Says no damn smiles with a raccoon in the fam show attic. We salute this season, but no smiles here. So the Rhyme Animal Chuck D, he's locked in, bro. He's locked in, man. We gotta stay focused, man. The mission is still on.
Yo, so Chuck is locked in. I be seeing some of these tweets by Chuck today. I'm like, wow, he's out there, man.
He went in on SVG tonight.
I saw that one.
Yeah, I saw that.
Rightfully so.
He did.
I like how SVG is like, oh, people are probably making fun of my suit. It's like, buddy, people are commenting way worse.
Yeah, way worse.
Than your suits.
Way worse. Shout out to Lash. Lash is a new Fanchise channel. Oh, Lash gifted a Fanchise channel member. Rico World Peace gifted a Fanchise channel membership. Salute to Rico and Lash. Salute to Rondell Hartley, $10 super chat. Salute to the Knicks tonight, and salute to KFTV. Rondell, we appreciate you. Shout out to Jet Life Al, Fanchise channel member, $10 super chat. Says, I'll take our guys on any ball court on God's green earth. One at a time. Knicks in 7. Well, listen, game 6 better be game 7, because if they make it back to the Garden, it's a wrap. I'll tell you that right now. NY Patriot 1018 Fanchise channel member $10 super chat. But why can't we play like this all the time? Drives me/us insane. Yeah, look, man, it's
we can't have nice things, CP.
Can't have nice things, especially when you look at game, especially when you look at like game 4. It just seemed like with a cascading turnover, it just seemed contagious. Just like good shooting and bad shooting is contagious. It just seemed like the decision making was just mind-boggling. And the way the Pacers, give them credit, I thought they put a lot of pressure on the Knicks, and they really buckled and had them way too sped up. You get the crowd into it. There's a lot of factors at play there. So Knicks got some home cooking and finally won at home, which is good. You didn't want to see them lose 3 home games in this series. That wouldn't have been it.
Losing on MSG would have been a tough look, man.
Yeah.
Tough look. Can't lose on your home court and give the Pacers the capability, allow the Pacers to just close out on your home court. That's just just nasty work. Don't want to see that.
That is nasty work, man. We should do a giveaway tonight, man. We got the new Against All Odds joints and Gets All Odds snaps in stores now, KnicksFanTV.com. You know what I mean? New era shining. We got the new look on the snaps out with the KFTV.
Oh wow, with KFTV on the side.
Yeah. I had some back and forth with the manufacturer, so they got a little bit delayed because I had to make sure these came out correctly. So we finally got them. They're looking nice and crispy, man. I'll send yours up to the Massachusetts, man. Did I give you one when you came down here? I don't think I had them at that point.
No, you didn't have them
I didn't have them at that point. Yeah. All right. So
I got everything else. I got everything else.
Yeah, you did.
Much appreciated.
Yeah.
The KFTV wardrobe keeps stacking up.
And you got yourself a gritty tee. Right?
I did.
Yeah. The gritty tees have been good sellers.
I got the mural. I got the gritty tee. I got for the fans, by the fans. All right.
There you go. And we just got the mural tees in black. The mural tees in black. So, yeah, make sure you go get that. All right, Knicks Fix on the Discord. Knicks Fix, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Alex, what up, guys?
How you feel, bro?
All right, man. That's game 1, bro.
Yeah, that's one.
All right, so here's my analysis for the night, man. Defense, bro. We got to pressure that ball. Like, Mikhail got to get under Hallie's skin 94 feet. He did a good job of that tonight. He was pressuring him. He made life difficult. He was fighting over the picks. The Knicks threw multiple bodies through these picks for the first time in the series. So, like, it's really Mikhail. Mikhail played a hell of a game on defense. That's the first thing. The second thing is this. Hart he got to decrease Hart's minutes, man. Like, he came in there. We went back to the same. I had PTSD, guys. I had PTSD. Yeah. We went back to the same original starting 5 for the majority of that third and fourth. So I'm box score checking right now, guys. I see Mitchie played only 20 minutes. Like, we got to get more minutes we got to decrease Hart, because what's happening is Hart, they just sagging off of him, right?
Yeah.
So he's a Nemhart is able to sag off, or Siakam, and that's cutting off the driving lane for JB. That's the second thing. If we could clean that up, and of course Hart had 3 turnovers. I don't like that matchup in Indy, man. And then lastly, Shamet and Delon, they got to play. Defense is going to win, bro. This is how we beat this team. It's through defense, and we need JB to have a 40-piece, man. Knicks in 7. Let's go, boys.
Yeah, no question about it, man. Rate that call in the chat. 1 being trash, 5 being facts. Our guy Knicks Fix says Hart has got to get his minutes limited. Look, I can't argue against it, especially the way that Mitchie was playing tonight. Now, again, Hart did get some key rebounds, and he did have a nice finish to the game, but the decision-making, you got to be sound. You got to be sound. And then again, this was not necessarily a Hart issue because, look, if you get the ball and you wide open like that from 3, shoot it, but that was a key. There was a key sequence there. I believe it was in the third where, again, Miles Turner was not in the game, and the Pacers were leaving Hart to take away the drives. I'm still attacking the basket. Like, to me, to settle for the Hart threes, you're giving the Pacers an out, where you can attack the basket, force the referee to make a call, get to the free throw line, and tack on some more points there.
It's a tough balance, CP, just because you need him to shoot 3 so that way it spaces the court. But I hear what you're saying. I would still want him to shoot those 3s if he's got the open look. Just take it, because for him, they're waiting for him to collapse the paint, and sometimes he's not going to get those calls. So for me, keep taking it. If you're out in transition, though, don't stop and look to kick it.
Yeah.
Finish. You're capable of doing that. That's been the whole. You're in the 99th percentile when it comes to finishing out in transition. Go do what you're really good at. But the thing that Knicks Fix mentioned, which irritated me to close the second quarter, was the same starting five. And next thing you know, you see the Pacers on a run. I'm like, have we not learned anything? Have we not learned anything that this starting five cannot be on the court for that long together? And I know that it's tried and true for Tom Thibodeau. It's got him the 51 wins. It's got him to the Eastern Conference Finals. But against this team, we can't keep doing that. And so you got to keep mixing up those lineups, man. That I do agree with Knicks Fix.
Yeah.
And part of that is also relying on Josh Hart to be out there. So either bring back in Mitchell Robinson or go true 5-out spacing with Deuce McBride. It's got to be something different. You got to limit the minutes for Josh Hart. And sometimes protecting your player is reducing the minutes and letting them succeed in the lesser minutes to build up their confidence again. Sometimes less is more.
Yeah.
Okay? You got to protect them, man. Got to.
Yeah, good points there. So to our guy Knicks Fix, and so to everybody in the chat once again, man, hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe to the channel. Let's hear from the Big Bodega, Karl Anthony Towns tonight. The Big Bodega, 24 points in his minutes, had a great second quarter. Here he was with the media, Al, after the game in terms of his approach. Here we go.
You guys were plus 26 in the paint tonight. Did you come into this game with the intentionality to aggressively attack the paint?
I just came into the game just thinking about being ultra aggressive, and if I get a chance to go downhill or impact the game, I wanted to do that. So tonight was a great night for us, executing our game plan defensively, and it helped us offensively get going a little bit too with those transition points.
All right, that's a Big Bodega. He's rocking a iced out number 32 on his neck, man. What was that, rose gold? Let's time it out. Okay, this don't forget, Al, he's on a Supermax, so you know that's
he's making $50 million, man. So, you know.
Yeah, that looks nice, man. Looks nice. But anyway, shout out
to
that.
You see that cast on his finger though?
Oh, hang on. Let's see.
I just sent it to you. It's the most recent thing I just sent.
Oh, well, he has like a little thing on here. Is that the same thing? Let me take a look at what you just sent me here in the Slack. Yes, I have it. I put it in slow-mo here on the Jumbotron. So, well, that was the finger. Was that the Celtics series, or was when he said he broke it?
Yeah, that's the Celtics. That's the Celtics from the Celtics series.
So he had the chip bone in his thumb, and he's got this. Give him credit, man. Give him credit to go out there have an efficient night, and you got chipped up fingers, hands, whatever it is. Nice.
Hey, knee issues. Man is balling right now.
Yeah,
that's what you want to see, man. I mean, he is making $50 million, so you want to see your stars out there performing regardless, right?
Sure.
Hey,
yeah.
You still got to give kudos for the guy for performing through and through.
And to the question, look, 60 points in the paint for the Knicks to 34 for the Pacers. That is something that they can get. They can get those. They had 16 game one, I believe. They've been there. Keep attacking relentlessly, especially when Turner is not in the game. If you got Obi out there, green light. We seen that act before. Green light. All right? So we got to make sure that that we're attacking. But great job overall by Karl Anthony Towns, one of our players of the game. Okay, back to the phones. King Matthews, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Alex. CP.
How you doing, man?
What a great way to win on a Thursday afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Evening.
Yes, sir.
Man, good win. And yeah, man, shout out to the Knicks, man. Shout out to Brunson, shout out to Cat. And speaking of Cat, man, family show, but he was talking a little ish to Benedict Mathurin, man. I don't know with this guy, man. He's acting like shit. For some reason, getting all these free throws.
Yeah.
Crazy.
They see how dirty he is, man. They see how dirty Mathurin is, man. The whole team sees it, you know, and he's getting chippy with Cap. So I like
exactly, man. I'm surprised he didn't even attack OG because even OG got hit in the head last game. But that's a game in the past now. Let's focus on this, man. And y'all say about Josh Hart, man. Too much minutes. There's so much things Josh Hart. He's a good player.
Yeah.
The things he does, man, it's just making him look bad. Like the passing, man. The one pass he did to Siakam, man. I just had to get up and get out, man. You're doing a little too much, man. You got to do your thing. Play your role. Get them rebounds. And the thing I love about Josh Hart, he attacks the paint no matter what. If you're going to shoot the three, let it fly. But what you got to do, man, attack the paint.
Attack the
That's
paint.
your game, my guy. Don't be afraid. Show him who's boss, man.
Yeah.
Show him who's boss. And then Mikal Bridges, man, I know it's last game, but when he's under the basket, man, I just need you to like score that. I don't want to see that little fadeaway all on the back, man.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta show, because them clips I saw from Villanova, y'all here dunking on people. That's the Mikal Bridges I want to see.
Yeah.
Not here you're gonna fade under the basket, but hey, take one game at a time, man. Game 6, if they could play like this, fight, because they know the Pacers don't want a Game 7.
Right.
And if we win Game 7, oh man. It's going to be a whole lot of talking, man. But yeah, let's play safe. Let's go, Knicks. Keep it pushing. Believe. We got this. Just believe and move on.
King Matthews on the check-in. Rate that call in the chat, man. 1 being trash, 5 being facts. We got 4,000 people in here, Al. So some of these people are new to our rating system here.
4,500 people in the
4,500 people. All right. So if you guys are new in the chat, welcome to the #1 show for the fans by the fans. Knicks beat the Pacers 111-94. We are taking calls from our fans. The only post-game show that takes live caller reactions, because this is what it's all about. The fans are the lifeblood of the sport. But we are going with our Fanchise channel members first. So some of you new Fanchise channel members, that is one of the perks of becoming a member, is that you get to skip the line. We do have a lot of people on the line, but you get to skip the line if you are a member and get to call in first through our Discord. So make sure, TM, if you can drop the link to the Discord, make sure you guys are signing up accordingly, connecting your YouTube accounts to the Discord, and then you can jump into the members lounge of the Discord, and that's how you can talk to us and skip the line. Okay, let's get to the key stats of the night, Al, brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Let's get to it here. Good shooting night by the squad, man. 49% from the field for the Knicks to 40% from the Pacers. Only 27% from downtown, man. 8 of 29 from 3. It seemed like Brunson accounted for like 3 of those towns, 4. Shamet hit 1. I think OG hit 1. So it wasn't too much to go around, but they still got the job done there. Pacers shoot 33% from the 3-point line. Charity Stripe, another off night for the Knicks, 15 of 22. They shoot 68% from the field, and the Pacers conversely 82% from the free throw line. Knicks did win the rebounding battle, 45-40. I thought both teams, especially early, did a good job of limiting each other from the offensive side of the glass. You know, one shot and the possession. So, but the Knicks did end up winning the rebounding battle, 45-40. And then turnovers. 15 Knick turnovers led to 20 Pacer points. 20 Pacer turnovers led to 15 Knick points. So both defenses kind of being opportunistic at different times there in this game. But overall, I thought the Knicks kind of keeping that close was key, because that's been their Achilles heel in this series. The fast break battle has also been an Achilles heel, but the Knicks, as you said, managed to keep it within 1, so they lose that one 16-15. Points in the paint. This is where the Knicks should be feasting every night, with Mitchell Robinson and Karl Anthony Towns with the twin big lineups. With Josh Hart's capability, the Knicks need to be attacking the basket. 60-34, they win that tonight, and this was a wire-to-wire win, Alex. 22-point lead was the largest for the Knicks, and 0 for the Pacers.
Thank God it was a wire-to-wire win. Biggest thing I'm taking away from the key stats, CP, is I'm looking at the turnovers, and something that stood out was what you just said. Look, Pacers had 20 turnovers, but they only conceded 15 points off of the 20 turnovers. Knicks, on the other hand, had 15 turnovers, so 5 less than the Pacers, but gave up 5 more points off their turnovers. Look, you got to take advantage of all the turnovers that the Pacers are giving you. You can't miss these opportunities. Pacers are not our team that's not going to shoot this poorly again. I mean, they shot 41% from the field. They were shooting like dirt in the beginning of this game from downtown. This is not going to be the same case. You know they're going to come out with the energy in Game 6 trying to put this away. So you're going to have to take advantage of all the turnovers that they get against the Indiana Pacers. So while it was still a solid job from the New York Knicks tonight in making sure that you force them to have more turnovers, just got to cash them in, because these opportunities, man, you got to take advantage of them. It's not as easy. Tonight was an easy night. it may not be as easy in Game 6, so you got to be ready and come correct.
Yeah, no question about it, man. And the key stats of the night, guys, brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Pick 'em, watch 'em, and win 'em. Use our code KFTV at UnderdogFantasy.com or use the Underdog app to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash plus a free pick. And Underdog Fantasy, you have 2 games. You can play your daily fantasy draft, where you pick your players and you go head-to-head with another player for an amount that they have different wager pools, different pools that you can jump in based on how much you want to wager. And then you can go head-to-head. They have 2-man drafts, 3-man, 4, 5, I believe up to 7, depending on the type of sport. And then you can play different sports, basketball, baseball, so on and so forth. And then you have to pick them, where you can win up to 300 times your money. And with the pick 'em, you're going to pick between 2 to 8 players and predict whether or not they're going to go higher or lower on a given stat projection that Underdog Fantasy has listed for that player on a given night. And again, you can play on different sports. Baseball currently active. You have the hockey playoffs, Stanley Cup playoffs going on, as well as basketball. Now, Al, here is where I went tonight on my picks. I went 2 for 2 tonight, man. I went 2 for 2 tonight. Yeah, I had Karl Anthony Towns with higher than 21.5 points with the Knicks. It's just more sense of urgency in their offense. I had to figure that the big bodega 21.5 points. I thought that was low, that Underdog Fantasy had for him. So I picked higher than 21.5 points. We got that with 24. Then I did pick Deuce. I thought this was going to be a big Deuce night. Higher than 6.5 points. He finished with 5. So I finished just short on Deuce McBride on the point side. I did go with Jalen Brunson with higher than 2.5 3-pointers made. Cap went 3 for 4 tonight. Very hot, especially in the first quarter. I think he had this in the first quarter. 2.5 3-points made. And then I went with the dud pick. I went with Obi Toppin, the lower. And, you know, listen, I didn't, obviously this was an elimination game.
Why are you stuttering over there, CP?
Because the reality is I didn't want to pick Pacers with any higher projections, with any higher props. I wasn't trying to put that juju out there. So I went with the dud pick. Who's most likely to not meet their number? I went with the dud pick with lower than 6.5 points. The Tony Bradley injury, I think, got Obi some more minutes and some more opportunities to score. So sometimes it's hard to predict. He finished with 11. So I went 2 for 2 tonight. So for you people at home, play to win, play responsibly. Use our code KFTV for up to $1,000 in bonus cash, plus a free pick.
Man's not even on the team anymore. The hate continues. Why are you angry, CP?
The dud pick. What was it? Game 1? He pressed the fan. He was like, yo, meet me at the Ritz. I didn't like that. Come on, man.
Meet me at the Ritz. I didn't even catch that. He said that?
Yeah, you didn't catch that?
I did not catch that.
Yeah.
Meet me at the Ritz.
Yeah, Knicks fan was talking spicy to him. He was like, pull up. I'm going to be at the wherever they staying at.
Meet me at the Ritz. That is like the corniest thing I've heard in a minute. It's like,
come on, man.
First of all, you're flexing that you're at the Ritz. And who's going to fight outside of a Ritz anyway?
He was like, I'll be at the Four Seasons. Pull up, meet me there.
Oh, yeah. Yo, go meet me outside Encore. Hey, man. You want to know when you get down and dirty? It's like, hey, meet me outside the Motel 7.
Yeah.
Right? Or the Motel 8. Then stuff gets to be a little scary.
It's a little dicey, man. Shout out to our friends watching on Facebook. Jody Thomas, Ian Michael Albero, Jamia, Red Schuler, Dre Day. Salute to you guys. Chris Shaw, we see you in the chat. Okay, let's get to some more calls, Al. Let's get to Anthony on the Discord. Anthony, how you feeling?
Yo, Alex, CP, what's good, y'all?
How you doing, bro?
Good, brother. Shout out to y'all, man. KFTV, #1 show for the fans, by the fans,
For
man.
sure.
You know, welcome all new viewers and new channel members, man. Hit
Absolutely.
that thumbs up for your boys, man. These guys are where it's at. Great game tonight, right?
Mm-hmm.
I thought I love the energy, the effort, desperation. That's what we need, right? That's what I expect. I think one thing that can't go unnoticed is I thought kudos to Thibs, man. I mean, that adjustment out the gate, taking JB off the ball, I think was huge. I thought it allowed JB to get in rhythm. It created space, you know, with Mathurin and these guys just like all up in his space, right? It's been difficult for him, but he's been performing. Thought Cat was great tonight. Of course, Mitch. Shout out to Mitch and
Mm-hmm.
Landry and Delon and Deuce, man. We were on the money tonight, man. Teamwork, Mitch. I thought Mikhail played amazing tonight defensively. He got up into Hallie and made it tough for him, right? I think Josh, man, I agree with Fix and King Matthew and you guys. Like his minutes have to get cut, man. It's like I love Josh. We all do, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just think that Josh, he has that tendency, and it's just a habit where he gets into the paint, but when you could tell when he doesn't have that confidence because he's not going to the bucket to finish. He's going to the bucket to facilitate, but nobody leaves home.
Yeah.
So and then he has that habit of leaving his feet, and then he's like in no man's land,
Yeah.
and he has nowhere to go with the ball.
Yeah,
So
the turnovers.
Josh just
It seems like he was a lot more sound last year. I don't know what's going on. But he just seems to be crossed up.
Yeah, well, it's his confidence.
Confidence. Yeah.
It's his confidence. He has to have more confidence going to the bucket. Like, embrace that contact. And listen, if you miss, you miss. I mean, you know what I mean? But don't leave your feet and nobody's leaving their defenders on the perimeter, and now you have nowhere to go with the ball.
Yeah.
You're liable to turn the ball over.
True indeed.
I think going back to Indy, we need to see more Landry and more Wright. I think they come into the game. They play clean. They're not trying to do a whole bunch of creating, and they're just staying fundamentally sound and making the right bounce pass, the right chest pass, cutting. That defensive intensity just goes up another notch. It just gets into their space. It gets them uncomfortable. I think if we come out like that, and if Thibs can just open his mind on the road and I say that almost crying.
Yeah.
And just play these guys some minutes in Indiana, I think we could pull it off, man. One down, one to go.
Let's go.
One to go. One to go, fellas. Love y'all, man. Let's
Stay
go
up.
Knicks, baby.
Stay up, man.
Let's
Anthony
go.
on the Discord. I see Rare Edition throwing some fives in the chat. Rate that call in the chat. Shout out to Anthony, man. So to Anthony, man. Yeah, look, these guys are gonna have to play, and at a tip season, they're gonna end up getting their minutes, and you just hope that that they continue to be positives off of the bench. Because they really don't have no choice. They got to. But their energy has been really good and has been really on point. And here is Landry Shamet, Al, after the game, talking to reporters about his garden flowers, man. Let's hear from Landry Shamet from the Knicks locker room. Here we go.
And for you, how about a standing ovation when you're checking out? They're chanting your name. They're cheering defensive plays. How did that feel from the Garden crowd?
I love New York. I love these fans. I see how they, ride the wave with us, the highs, the lows. So it's just important for me. I just want to give everything I got to them. So I appreciate it. We got more to do.
All right, well, the locker room audio is not always the best, but he said he loves New York, the highs, the lows. He says the fans, he loves the fans, and he says, I've seen how they ride with us, the highs, the lows. It's just important for me to give everything I've got to them. It's a good mindset, man.
For sure. And look, he's been, I think, to be fair to Shamet, even when he returned from injury, the energy was always there. He was just not knocking down shots, and that's the whole point of why you brought him in here. You didn't bring him in here for his defense. That's been a plus considering throughout his entire career, he's never been really known as a defender.
That's right.
So watching him perform now on the Knicks as a defender, that's a bonus. And now that he's able to get into a rhythm knocking down threes, his confidence is just going to continue to increase. And he's much needed in this series where you got to match fire with fire, especially with the Pacers who are a high-octane offense. So, look, man, Knicks fans are always going to give you love if you're out there performing. And tonight, he performed on both ends of the court, man, coming off the bench, knocking down his threes. And then on top of that, playing some good defense. And he's going to continue to get the love. Just continue to play him, man. It's just – and this is for Thibs, man. Like, read the momentum. Keep the pulse of your team. Read the pulse of your team, I mean. Because sometimes he's not awake, man. He's not, sometimes he just will pull a guy while they're in rhythm and not leave them out there while they're catching fire. Shaman's building confidence, and at the right time, let him loose. Just let him play.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. And how about getting his flowers? And I love all the flowers that he got in front of Stan Van Gundy, who trashed the Knicks fan for being quote unquote front runners. But we're out here giving our 13th man off the bench flowers for doing his job.
You know, there are a bunch of front runners. Good God, man. What is with the analysis from him has just been, awful.
We giving our 13th man off the bench flowers for knocking the ball off somebody's knee.
But we're front runners. We've been riding and dying with this team for 2 decades, where it's like you've had a blip of just success with Melo. But yes, we're front runners watching this team. Get out of here.
Come on, man. But shout out to Damage Shamet, as somebody said in the chat. Salute to everybody in the chat.
I'm starting to see why Hart said he was his least favorite head coach in the league.
Yeah. It's crazy. Shout out to my guy Kyle Medlin repping the QC. Shout out to my guy Money Man. He's in the building. Salute to Kyle, man. Salute to all our Fanchise channel members. Rare edition. I saw you in there. Let's hear from the captain, Al. The number 1 player of the game. 32 points for Cap. Let's hear from Captain Clutch in regards to the difference between the first quarter of Game 4 and the first quarter tonight. Here's Captain Clutch with the media. Here we go.
You guys obviously got off to a slow start in Game 4. Just what did you see was the difference coming out of the gate today to hold them from 43 points in the first quarter of Game 4 to whatever it was, 23 today?
Yeah, just happy the way we responded, honestly. And we came out and we had some energy in the way we played, and just very proud of what we did. We just got to replicate it in the first quarter of the next game, and then continue to build on that.
All right, so that was Captain Clutch, Jalen Brunson, Al. Well, listen, I just thought the Knicks defensively, you could see it. They were the ball pressure was much better. There wasn't a lot of miscommunication. There was one. Obviously, you got to watch the game a couple more times to see where the real breakdowns were. But the one obvious breakdown was where you had an inbound play. This was in the second quarter. You had an inbound play where where Bridges was guarding Halliburton. You had Hart guarding Obi, and they're stacked in the middle of the paint. And Halliburton runs off a curl, and you had both Hart and Bridges following him, leaving Obi topping for a drive directly to the basket, and Deuce fouls him. So there was a miscommunication there in terms of should they have switched or not. Those type of things, again, have to be sound in Game 6. You don't want to do that again in Game 6, but I thought overall their defense was really good tonight.
Look, man, it's hard to be perfect throughout the entire game. There's going to be miscommunication throughout it. I mean, we saw guys get easy layups too in this matchup, so it's going to happen, especially against a Pacers team that moves at a lightning pace. But the fact is, what did they learn, and do they get better from it? And they got better from Game 4 to tonight. They just got to continue to get better from Game 5 to Game 6, because that's going to be a pivotal game, right? We all know that every game is important from here on out. It's a new series. So, hey, let's continue. Let's hope that they continue to improve on their defense, because that's going to be the thing that carries them, man. We know they can keep up offensively. Offense has not been the issue throughout this series. It's that in these matchups, when the Pacers have gotten up to 5 to 8 points, it just feels like a mountain to climb to get back in the game, because the Pacers are just capable of scoring so efficiently. And then if you're not getting stops, you can't trade basket for basket with this team. So that's more DeLon Wright, that's Shamet, that's Deuce, that's staggering Brunson and Cat, so that way you don't have 2 defensive liabilities on the floor together. It's more Mitchell Robinson. They just got to go out there and play some defense, man.
Yeah, 100%. And speaking of Mitch, shout out to John in the chat. He says, $20 super chat. Al says, Mitch played like a man tonight. 100 CP. Yeah, definitely. And just like to a man, I just like how these guys always respond after bad games. Cap really sets that tone. Karl Anthony Towns, give him credit. He does the same thing. They typically respond well after letdowns, and Game 4 was as big of a letdown as you can get, because it just seemed like they cost themselves at least a chance to really, really keep it close. And they were there even in the end, but again, just too many breakdowns that really cost them. So, but good job by Mitch, man. He was very good. Had some really key sequences early because he didn't get much playing time late, but he had some really good sequences early to impact the game. That's all you could ask for from Blackness. Yep, absolutely. Okay, let's see where else we want to go here. Let's go back to the phones. Good flow tonight. Back in studio. Hey, man, back in the groove, man. I got the whole console. I'm on the con right now, as my guy Denzel said in Crimson Tide. That was a great movie, Al. Did you see that movie? We're not going to take the show off the rails, man, but we'll talk after this, man. We'll talk after.
Give me a list, CP. I've been asking for your list.
You didn't see Crimson Tide, bro. That's all I'll say. We're not going to go off the rails tonight. We got to focus on the win. We'll talk about that after the show, man. We'll talk about that offline, man. Okay, let's get to the phones. Soon Reach on the Discord. Go ahead and unmute your mic. Soon Reach.
KnicksFanTV, what's going on?
Good, man. How you feeling, man?
Man, shout outs to the fans. Shout outs to us. Good win tonight, man. I'm going to start it off with the same thing I always say, man. One game at a time. It takes 4 games to win a series. This game 6 is our game 7. They're going to come out desperate. Like we were desperate tonight, they're going to come out desperate next game, man. I think they had 4 out of 5 starters in single digits. That's highly unlikely to happen again. So we got to be on point, man. And when we have a lead, we need to make smart plays and not force threes, not turn over the ball. Protect the rock, man. And, yeah, man, we got to take it one game at a time. We have to win this game 6 before we get to game 7, man. This is every game is a must win. We have to play desperate, and I hope Thibs doesn't coach us out of this game.
Yeah. Well, as you said, man, expect a dogfight.
And another thing, man, you know, it's me and wifey's anniversary tomorrow. I told her that we have to schedule around a possible game 6. So now, you know.
Nice, man.
So game 6, you know, we have to, wherever we go, and that game got to be on.
Yeah. Well, hey, man, if you want to come to the KFTV watch party, man, you know, I'll have a little candlelit, table there for you. You know what I'm saying?
That might be the plan. That might be the plan.
Yeah, let me know, man. Let me know. We'll get you some nice chicken wings and a burger. Throw a little candle in it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Throw a little rose on there. Make it a little romantic for you, man.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Appreciate it.
I like how that sounds, man. Shout outs to y'all, man.
Yeah, man.
Let's get 6, man. Let's do it.
Absolutely, man. Bless up to you and the lady, man. Shout out to Soon Reach on the check-in, Al. So he's locked in on 6. He's saying we got to lock in. You got to expect a much better pace of effort, which I agree with him on. And so... yeah, he's right, man. He's absolutely right, man. Can't sleep.
And happy anniversary to him and the missus.
Yes, absolutely, man. Got to make sure he does that, man, so that he's allowed to watch the Game 6 post-game show. So I like what he did there. He got himself some bonus points leading up to the event because she's most likely going to be listening to his call. He's going to babe, I was on KFTV tonight. So good job by Soon Reach. He got his post-game taken. Shout out his lady, threw the alley off the backboard. That man is going to be good for the next 2 days, Al. He's going to be good to go for the next.
To the candles on the table, too.
Absolutely, man.
Look, man, he's going to be like, I spread my love for you to 4,000 people in the chat. That's how you know it's real.
Good job by him, man. That was well played. Good balance there by our guy, Soon Reach on the Discord. So shout out to him. But as he's saying now, don't sleep on the Indiana Pacers. And speaking of sleep, shout out to one of our sponsors of the night, man, at Bear Mattress. Go to bearmattress.com. Use our code KFTV for 40%, not 35, what it says on the site. 40% off site-wide, Al. That is the biggest discount that you are going to get anywhere. And the best thing about Bear Mattress is that they pair you up with the bed, not just by trying to sell you one, but by based on your preferences and your sleep lifestyle. So you go on bearmattress.com, you fill out a quick survey with how you sleep, your sleeping pattern, so on and so forth, and then they will recommend one of the many beds that they have. So they sent me the Elite Hybrid, and it's on the money, man. Over 4,000 reviews, 4.5-star rating. Keeps me good, keeps me sleeping through the night, especially when you got to get through these games, win or lose, man. You need your sleep to recover and get back to it the next day. So shout out my guys at Bear Mattress. Industry rated, highly rated across the board, man. Number of industry publications rate Bear Mattress as the go-to for your bedding needs. So once again, use code KFTV for 40% off site-wide. All right, shout out to our guys at Bear Mattress, man. Okay, let's go to the West Coast now. Let's hear from Zach from LA. Zach, how you feeling, man?
You can hear me, guys?
Yes, sir. How you feeling, bro?
I'm doing really well. I just want to say, start off with say, against all odds, that's how the Knicks had to play tonight. So they did it. They brought it. It was their best 48 of the series. So that was a great thing to see. Defensive prowess throughout the game was great. Offense from Cat and Brunson were, impeccable. You can't really, say anything about that. Cat's defense, obviously, that's something to beg for, though. Man needs to stop using his hands and use his body more. That's the only thing. That's the only real thing you can say about Cat. The Shamet and DeLon boost. I mean, there's, it's obvious. It's just a much better lineup for us overall. And I know Thibs wants to be stubborn, but with that fourth quarter, he needs to use Robinson more. Let them hack him. Then when they go into the bonus, bring in Hart, and then bring Robinson back in for the last 2 minutes because they can't foul him at that point anyway.
Right. Yeah, I'd like to see a couple more Mitchie minutes tonight. Didn't hurt him, but I'd like to see Mitch out there a little more.
Yeah, no, it didn't hurt them tonight, but the Pacers are going to come hard in Game 6, right?
Yes.
There's going to be an escalated effort come Game 6.
Mm-hmm.
So Thibs has to realize that Mitch is a defensive powerhouse, and he changes the look of the game every time he's on the floor, whether it's on the offensive rebound or getting back on that block on Bryant. I mean, these are things that he brings to our team that no other player does, and Thibs needs to utilize him more.
Yeah, good points, man. Good points by you, Zach from LA, man. Against all odds. Rate that call in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Rate that call in the chat. Let us know what you think, man. Let us know what you think. Zach from LA. Okay, all right. That was our guy, Zach. We're gonna keep it going with the calls. Let's mix it in. I like how we're getting some good sound bites here. Siakam got a little activated with the media. What was this, Al?
He's a little Aggie, man.
He's a little Aggie. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Let's see what's going on with Pascal. What's going on here with Pascal? Okay, all right. Let's see. Okay, Pascal. What's going on with him, man? Let's see. Hear what he got to say here. Here we go.
Pascal, can you make sense of it for those of us who don't play this game at this level? Like, it was a mistake, and you're saying they played harder than you guys. You didn't fight them hard enough. How is that possible?
Okay, so the reporter, if you guys couldn't hear, he basically asked Siakam, they played harder than you guys. How is that possible? That's what he asked. That's what the reporter asked. I don't know who that was, but maybe that was your guy Alex Goldenau. Was that Alex?
No, he's not out there. Good word.
That was a little joke. All right, here we go.
What do you mean?
How is it possible to not fight hard enough in games?
What are you talking about? They played harder than us. It's okay. We played hard, but they played harder. What's your point? I don't get it.
My point is, you're saying you guys got outfought, and I'm saying
That happens in the game, though. That's basketball.
in game 5 we didn't play well.
You're good? You're good, bro?
Oh.
You looking for some?
He hit him with like the Goodfellas, like Joe Pesci, like funny how. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was tight. He was Aggie, man. Hey, here we go.
I amuse you?
Yeah.
Do I amuse you like a clown?
Yeah, he said funny how. Here we go.
Thing I know, but damn. No, but I'm telling you though. I told you. What else you want me to tell you?
Man's a little frustrated.
Well, what about you telling me? So go ahead. Who's this guy?
Oh,
what's your name, bro? Oh,
who was it? Let me see the. Who was it? What was the name of the guy? Has he been on this show? Who was the reporter? Could anyone hear? Was from Indy? Greg Doyle, Indy Star. Did we ever have him on the show?
No, we have not had Greg
Let's
Doyle.
Let's call him up tomorrow. Let's get him on the game preview tomorrow.
I got you. Don't worry.
But I don't. Siakam was a little Aggie. He was a little Aggie, but I don't know. I'm kind of with him though. Like, how is he supposed to answer that question? Because I guess what Greg's question was like, how was it that they were able to play harder than you? But how do you answer that? How do you reason that? Outside of just saying it happens. It does happen.
They executed. They played with more hustle. Bing, bang, boom. Get out of there. I don't know, man. Sometimes the questions that reporters ask are like,
I didn't see it.
They're like, it's like, it's too much of a cliche to really give you an answer for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But at the same time, like, you can tell Siakam is just aggravated off of his performance. Patience Lewis, they wanted to close out tonight. They wanted to play spoiler and do it on in MSG.
Yeah.
Look, man, now you got to go game 6. Pressure gets dialed up a little bit more. Are you able to? Because look, they've closed out in all those games. They've closed out in 5, man. Like now they're going to a game 6.
Yeah.
They haven't been to this territory, man. And if the Knicks push them to game 7, now you're really on pins and needles. So you can tell that he's getting a little upset because it didn't go. The game didn't go the way that he was expecting tonight. CP. He didn't get his 30 tonight. He's been popping off.
He was
upset,
tight.
man.
He was a little aggravated. I think they insulted him a little bit.
It's really like, whose man's is this?
Yeah. Are they gonna put the extender out there for game 6?
Oh boy.
I never really rocked the tinfoil hat with the extender stuff. But if he's out there for game 6, I might have to just to believe. I might have to just to believe. These guys don't want Pacers Thunder finals. They want the orange and blue, the fans going crazy, the parades outside. That's what they want. The real orange and blue versus the fake orange and blue. Hart versus Mitchie. That is what they want out.
SGA versus Jalen Brunson. Who's going to be the bigger foul merchant to all of them? That's what they're going to be.
Foul merchant versus foul merchant. Mitchie versus Hart. I hated when they stole our colors, bro. Did I ever tell you that?
Yeah.
That grinded my gears, bro. It did.
All they did was add some yellow, white, and black.
I didn't like that at all.
It's the real orange and blue against the fake orange and blue, man.
Why didn't you just keep the Seattle colors? What about Oklahoma City is orange and blue? Is that their city or state colors? Isn't Oklahoma red? Look up the Oklahoma state flag. At least with New York, you could say this is history. With the Mets, Chuck will tell us, break down the history for us.
The Oklahoma state flag is not. Well, it is blue, but it's got like a leaf. It's got some red in there. It's got. I don't even know what the.
I didn't like how they copied our swag like that. You should have just remix Seattle green and yellow and white.
So, the flag has a sky blue field within Osage Nation war shield in the center.
Okay.
None of this outside of the blue. There are no other colors. Maybe the white.
Okay, I see what you're saying here. I see. Okay, I'm pulling it up right now on Wikipedia. Okay. All right. So we're doing a little geography lesson here for the people at home. All right.
Who knows? Maybe they, I know Tiger King came afterwards, but maybe they knew about this guy's craziness and they decided to use some Tiger colors in the Thunder mix. Who knows?
Who knows?
But I mean, look, the Seattle Storm, they're the same colors as the Sonics. Why not keep that same color? To your point,
should have kept it. That was weak. All right, let's go to Blaze, and then we're gonna get STG up on deck. Blaze, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Hey, what's up, guys? How we doing?
How you feel, man?
Feeling good. CP, I gotta say though, that Scott Foster has lost the extender title after he actively tried to do everything in his power to stop the Knicks from winning.
He did try to do us in. That's why I don't believe in it. He did try to do us in. But if they put him on game 6, I might get back to it.
He could prove me wrong. All right, we'll give him a chance. But I'm glad tonight wasn't the end of the season for us. We're able to live another day. The defensive intensity tonight was great to see. I'm glad they were able to limit Halliburton. Big shout out to Shamet for providing a lot of great energy with his minutes. I never thought I'd hear the Garden chanting Landry Shamet, but he definitely earned it tonight because the Garden's going to reciprocate the energy that you're able to provide on the floor.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, man. It's just good, a breath of fresh air. to see these guys coming in and knowing their role. And again, it's not no disrespect to the Cam Hive. We salute you guys, but you just needed a little bit more impact on the game. And just like Al said, Shamet was brought here to hoist up those threes, and you still want to see that. But what he's doing when he's not shooting is really important for this team right now against this Pacer high-octane offense. They still haven't answered McConnell all the way. Now Mathurin is starting to get it popping. Like, you need to get stops, and you need energy out there badly.
Yeah, I'm glad we were able to at least have some more bench production. The Shamet, I can't live with the campaign trucks.
Yeah.
You know, it was already like a cardiac Nick affair, even being up 10 points in the fourth. I think I'm just traumatized.
Sure. Yeah, I think everybody is waiting for that shoe to drop, man. You can't trust it. As Thibs says, no lead is safe. I believe him 100%.
Bro, I didn't trust the lead in Game 6 against the Celtics.
That's right.
Being up 30 wasn't enough.
Yeah, man. All right, man. Appreciate the call,
One
man.
game at a time.
Yeah, man. Call back anytime, bro.
Absolutely.
So our guy Blaze in the Chizat. Shout out to Blaze. Salute to everybody in the chat. How many people we got in here now? 4,000. Whoa. 4,000 people on the check-in. Rocking with the #1 show for the fans by the fans. It is 12 a.m. here on the East Coast. I need everybody in the chat. Throw your cities in the chat and let us know where you're calling in from, where you're watching from, rather. Your cities, your state, your country. Let us know where you guys are watching from, and we'll shout you guys out. What do you think, Al? How you feel, man?
Feeling about what?
I don't
Series?
know. About anything. Yeah. What's going on, man?
I don't know. My cat's just up here. You know, we got the big cat up here. We got another big cat.
No doubt. No doubt.
Say hello, Wally.
There you go. Salute to Wally, man. All right, so for tonight's giveaway, I have another shirt here for the giveaway. And TM, just throw me a trivia question that will drop in a little bit. I have another shirt here for the giveaway.
Ooh, crispy.
Yeah, this one was from the Celtics series. We have the royal blue ones from this series. I don't know if it's either here or it's not here. So for the time being, we have a lot of these to give away. So I want to give away one of these tonight, man. We want to give you guys a piece of the Garden. Some of you guys are not from New York. Some of you guys are from New York and can't get into the Garden. It's a very pricey ticket. I'm not even going to lie to you. So we like to give the people a piece of the Garden. So we have that T-shirt and a rally towel from Madison Square Garden that we're going to give away. This is from the Celtics series, but hey, it's still a piece of this journey that is going to go to one lucky Fanchise channel member. Fanchise channel members only will be participating in tonight's trivia contest. All right? So stay tuned. Okay. Al, let's shout out some people, man. We got a lot of people repping tonight, man. Let's shout out some people, and then we'll get back to some calls, man. Who do you want to shout out, man?
I see we got people. We got Cookfire 101. Shout out to him for being from Westchester. Shout out to the 914, man.
914.
Saw another one from the 914 in the chat. So we got my people in here. Let's see. We got who else we got? We got Sean B from Harlem.
Sean.
We got Eric Coe from Melbourne, Australia, through a wallaby or kangaroo
Nice.
emoji in there. There we
Nice.
go. We got Troy Morris from New Haven, Connecticut.
Yeah.
We got Children of Calypso from California.
Let's go. Salute.
We got
man.
WJ Farmer from Raleigh, North Carolina.
There we go. Shout out to NC, man. We got a lot of people from Queens. Queens get the money. Stand up. A lot of people from Queens in here. A lot of people from the Bronx. I see Alan T, Leo G. Salute. Washington Heights, Shiesty Shine. Shout out to Shiesty Shine. Be safe out there. You know.
We got JC from the Philippines. Who else we got in here?
PI, man, repping. Yeah. Shout out to Kieran from Adelaide, Australia. Al, salute to him.
We got Perk from Vancouver.
Vancouver. Let's go. I got to get out there, man. I want to go out there, man, do some hikes. See, I want to go out there, man. That's an area we haven't explored just yet. I want to get, like, you know, what you call it? Snowmobile and all of that. I want to do all that.
Oh, you want to do the whole snowmobile thing?
Absolutely, yeah.
Sorry about your say. Go to get a camper, go across America, and then go up to Vancouver.
Yeah, could do that. You know, could road trip, do a little road trip vlog in the off season. Shout out to Eric Santana, Hampton, VA, 757. Salute. Everybody on the West Coast, our left coast Knicks fan. Bill Blast, salute. Zach from LA. Everybody, 33 taps has been jumping. I've been looking at the photos. They have been wall-to-wall action. I can't wait to get back out there next season. Yeah, shout out to everybody, man. Brooklyn, stand up. I see Louis Ortiz, Costa Rica. We got a lot of people, man. Go ahead.
We got Jack from Japan.
Okay, Desmond Drew, salute. Yeah, man, salute to everybody, man. Big up yourselves. We definitely appreciate everybody for tapping in.
So Ortiz from Puerto Rico, man.
Ortiz checking in. Shout out to everybody from the PR, man. BX all day, against all odds. Finish the story, Knicks. Bron Van Dam, salute to him, man. It's a great name. Shout out to Rob Van Dam. Rest in peace to the legend, Sabu. Absolutely. Okay. All right, man, let's get back to the phones. Oh, also want to shout out to Dustin Lucedes out. Fanchise channel member, $20 super chat. Says, worst lead in sports, 3-2. He's throwing the hex on him. He's throwing that bad juju out there. I like that. Shout out to Dustin. Let's go.
You know what he needs to do? Someone needs to go get the Halliburton voodoo doll, like that person who has a Jalen Brunson voodoo doll that's just healing them every single time. All right, that's what we need out there, CP.
No question. Okay, let's get back to the phones. Hear what the people have to say. Let's go to STG Stadium report time. Let's go to STG.
What's up, guys? That was a great win for sure. The Garden was rocking. I'm just happy we were able to get one at home.
Yeah.
Did not want to go 0-3 at home, and I did not want to see them celebrate and do the whole presentation on our floor.
Nah.
So I was glad we put on a show for the home crowd tonight. And I think it all started with the captain, Jalen Brunson. 14 points in that first quarter. He set the tone. And after the game, I was thinking, like, his resume in Game 6 as a Knick has been very impressive. Like 2023, Game 6 in Miami, 41 points. Game 6 in Philly last year. And then Game 6 in Indiana, and even this year in Detroit, 40 in that game winner. So he's been very impressive in Game 6. He knows the moment. I mean, Game 5.
Cap is going to go down swinging now. We know that. Cap is going down swinging.
Yeah.
He ain't going out like that.
Oh, yeah, no. So I expect him on the road to come out strong on Saturday. But as for tonight, I thought it was a well-rounded effort by the squad. OG wasn't the best offensively, but I thought this was one of his better defensive games, holding Siakam to definitely not one of his better games. Liked what I saw from Mitch. I even saw Mitch out on the perimeter. He was moving well in that alley-oop in the first quarter. Haven't seen one like that in a while. That was vintage Mitch.
Yeah.
That was nice to see.
Definitely.
And then was not expecting to hear Landry Shamet chance, but he earned them. I thought, the energy that he brought, hit some shots. That's what we need from him. And then DeLon, just like the activity, just like he's everywhere in the passing lanes. Like that's what you need.
Yeah.
It's not really about the scoring with him. And then, glad they were able to learn from their mistakes in Game 1, because even when we were up by 16 with 3 minutes to go, it looked like they learned their lessons. So glad with the effort tonight. And then, just one game at a time, Game 6. It's just going to be tough. So hopefully we go out there and get one.
How about the Legends Lounge was popping tonight, STG. The return of Chris Childs. I was blown away, man. I was eating my dinner. I said, no way. Because I'm watching, the League Pass version of my laptop when I'm away from the TV. So you show all the stadium footage. So they show the player montages out. I'm like, wait a minute. This is all Chris Childs highlights. And I'm like, Jim Ross, my God, it is Chris Childs. What was the ovation like for Chris Childs tonight, STG? Do we have STG? All right, he left. Okay, well, I gave him an ovation while I was in the kitchen. I said, Chris Childs, salute to you, man. So that was cool. And then, bro, did you see Chris Dudley was there?
I was about to say Chris Dudley was there, man.
Chris Dudley was in the mix tonight. You had Chris Dudley and Lance Thomas was together. Crazy. Then you had who else was in the mix? Felton was in there. Rayfeld was there. Who else knew? Tim's a staple. Steph's a staple. Patrick's in there all the time now. Starks was in there going. He was coaching. He was refereeing. He was doing that. I thought
LJ's always there.
LJ's there. I thought Chris Childs coming back because, it wasn't clear if there was bad blood, if there was spillover from the Oakley situation. It wasn't clear. So to see him there, that was cool. And then Chris Dudley. It was like, yo, where they get
I was
Chris
not
Dudley
expecting
from?
Chris Dudley to show up. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, where they get Chris Dudley from. So all in all, it was good to see those guys, man. Legends Lounge is popping, and I think nobody does it like the Knicks in that regard. So, salute to all those guys, man.
Wasn't Chris Childs one of your first interviews?
He was, and a damn good one. I'm gonna hit him back. We got to get him back in the mix. We need Hart back. Hart has to come back.
He hasn't been back yet.
He hasn't, but he told me, the night, the random night where they did like, it was kind of like random Nick night. They had the once Nick, always Nick barbecue of like the random Nicks of each generation. He was supposed to come back for that. But I don't know if it's travel or whatever the case, but they were working on bringing him in for it. So, but we need Hart back in the bill. Hart needs to be in the mix for this. He should have been at one of these playoff games for sure.
It's only right, man. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You played in Dallas. You went to New York. Our point guard played in Dallas, went to New York, man. Come on.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. Let's see. I think I'm having connection issues with the Discord. We're still live on YouTube, right? We still live. We still got green lights.
Yep, I'm seeing
Check 1, check 2. Try to get Oak back. Yeah. We should, man. Hopefully. You never know. Never say never on the Oakley front.
If that happens, CP, we have to be winning the chip.
All right. Well, yeah, I don't know what's going on. Let me try to get back into the Discord. The Discord is having connection issues with the Discord. We are up on YouTube. We're good here. My Twitter had shut down as well. So I don't know.
Sports saying that Chris Dudley should have thrown the ball at Shaq again.
He should have. He should have went upstairs and looked for Shaq. Chris Dudley should have absolutely went to go look for Shaq up there on the Chase Bridge with the smoke. Okay, Discord is down for everyone, says Mark. Okay, cool. I think Discord and Twitter is Twitter down as well? Check your Twitter, Al. Is your Twitter down?
Let's see what's going on.
All right, shout out to Brandon Guest. Yeah, Discord, Charlie Ward's been there a couple times. He's been around. I ran into Charlie at the Garden a couple of times. So he's been there.
My Twitter's still working.
Your Twitter's still good?
Yep.
I'm just seeing circles here. Hang on. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just seeing circles on my Twitters here, man. So, yeah. All right. Let's see what else is going on here. Let me check. Is the gram good? Is this just like a 0-day attack here? What's going on? All right, the gram is good. Let's try Twitter one more time, and then we'll get to it. Okay, all right. We're back up to speed. It looks like... Okay, all right. I think we're up. We're back up. Not sure what the little glitch out was. All right. Boy, these platforms go down. You think life is over with. The Matrix is a hell of a thing. All right. Here was okay. I was just showing the pictures here of our guys. It was Chris Childs. Here was Dudley, Lance, and Tim Thomas. So here they are at the Once a Nick, Always a Nick in the Legends Lounge. Look at Chris Dudley, man. Oh, man. And shout out to Lance. And then we have Chris Childs. I couldn't believe it. Chris Childs was in the mix. That was good to see, man. Shout out to Chris. All right. Okay, let's see. All right, and we're back up on the Discord. So both of these kind of went back up at the same time. All right, so let's get to some more calls here. Zay from Maryland. Zay, can you hear us? Zay.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear, sir. How you doing, man?
Doing all right. How you guys doing?
Good. We got the win. Season's not over, and we can hold off on the all-season doom and gloom for one night.
Yeah, one night only. Yeah, I mean, I guess a great game, man. They did what they had to do. I think it was very important that two things I think that was changed or different with this game that definitely played a part is, not giving Tyrese Halliburton such open space to just walk up and down the floor.
Yeah.
A lot of it was pressing him full court a little bit better. That was just pissing me off with all the other games, man. I just don't know why they've been making it so easy for the Pacers to kind of get into their offensive flow when Naismith and all of the other defensive players on the Pacers side has been wearing Brunson down all game. And it's always like towards the end of the game, it's just like all of our starters are tired because Thibs don't play the bench. So this was like the perfect, well-rounded game where the bench got in. There was a lot more defensive effort of just putting pressure on Halliburton and all the players. So, you just got to love and respect the effort shown here. I'm of the belief that Game 6 is the most important game, of course. Every game at this point when you're down 3, when the other team has 3 is important. But I think if we win Game 6, the trajectory means we're potentially gonna win Game 7. Like Game 7 is just a lock. I think Game 6 is gonna be very important. But the way these refs been reffing, man, they gotta come out to a hot start.
Yes.
They gotta come out to a hot start. They gotta be efficient. They gotta make their baskets. They gotta do everything, like not get in foul trouble, because if we leave it up to the refs in Game 6, the refs are going to take it home towards the end of the game. So that's all I'm going to say, man. They got to use the same effort. Precious Achiuwa, though, I don't know why Precious Achiuwa hasn't been getting burned this series, but I think he's a great matchup against Pascal. So I think they need to switch off between OG and Precious against Pascal.
Add a little bit more size. Add a little bit more size to the mix. Why not? I'm with you. 100%.
Yeah, I don't know why they haven't been using Precious, but just leaving Cat out there, and Cat's offensive game is great, but we got to mix it up a little on the defense because we got to slow the Pacers down.
True story, man. True story. Rate that call in the chat. Zay from Maryland on the check-in, man. Rate that call in the chat. What do you guys think? What do you think, Al? Precious, more minutes for Precious, Al? What are you doing?
Yeah, I would like to see Precious get some minutes. I mean, it doesn't have to be crazy extensive minutes, but I think if you want to throw a different look out there for Pascal, you can. If you want to do a little bit of small ball, you can certainly do that as well. But I do think this is a matchup where you can use Siakam just because, look, you want to be able to use that bench and just give some guys some rest, especially guys like Mitchell Robinson and Karl-Anthony Towns. They're going to need a break. Why not get Precious Achiuwa a few more minutes here and there? It doesn't have to be a lot, man. I mean, the bench is not good. He's coming off the bench. He doesn't have to get like 15, 20 minutes. You can give him 10. Somewhere between 8 to 10 minutes a night just to give Mitch and Cat some relief.
Yeah.
All you need to do. Even OG, man, because he can play the 4.
Yeah. Listen, man, the people the Pacers got thrown out there, if Thomas Bryant's getting minutes, you can literally play anybody off your bench, man.
Can't do Thomas Bryant against Precious. I think Precious can handle that.
Yeah,
if not, then we got some serious problems.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, the Pacers aren't throwing a all-decade team out there. Like, they're very good. They're very cohesive, which makes them dangerous. But as an individual player, like, there's no reason why we shouldn't be able to throw. We can throw a whole roster out there to be able to get minutes and still be productive. So, but yeah, I think Precious, I would like to see him try that Siakam matchup and see if he can just body him up, waste some fouls, get physical, wear him down a little bit. Okay, you don't want to see him get into a groove. He's killed the Knicks this series. He's been fantastic. You don't want to see him get hot in Game 6. Definitely not. Definitely not. Especially with the leak outs and all of that. Can't have that. Okay, let's hear from the coach, Al. Speaking of which, let's hear from the coach, Tom Thibodeau. This was a good question from our guy, Chris Persianen, in regards to Josh Hart and the turnovers, and in particular, how do we get the turnovers down? Here was Thibs addressing Chris's question. Here we go.
Coach, what can you do, especially for Josh, to limit the live ball turnovers, just make things easier for him offensively so you're not letting them get out in transition?
Yeah, just, and it's not just him. It's, I think the big thing is keeping it simple. The first open man, hit him. Oftentimes that intent is good, but we're trying to thread the needle and we can't do that. But it's not just it's our entire team. And usually we're a low turnover team. We think that a big part of winning is your defense, your rebounding, and keeping your turnovers down. that puts you in position to win, regardless of how you shoot the ball. Some nights you're going to shoot it better than others.
All right, so that's Thibs, man. That's Thibs on Hart in terms of limiting those turnovers. As he said, sometimes the intention is good, which, yeah, you could say that. But just got to make better decisions, be crisp all the way around. And let's see what their turnover percentage looks like in the playoffs compared to the regular season. It's pretty much the same turnover percentage. I mean, regular season, they were 13.2%, which is 6th. And right now, the playoffs are 14.1% in terms of their turnover percentage. But I think where it's killing them, especially in this series, is the Pacers' ability to convert those into points. That seems to be the difference without looking at the numbers directly. It just seems like, and if you look at the gap, the points off of turnovers is crazy. They're separated by a lake. So that is where the turnovers will kill you, even if it's not that much. Pacers have a way of turning those into 2.3 points, easy buckets. And that's a good team. That is how I see great teams playing, being able to mix it up. Because like Thibs said, your shots aren't always going to fall. So if you're able to get those cherry-picking points in the transition or turning defense into offense, those are ways to keep yourself in a game or to even win games if your shots aren't falling. That's what the Pacers do very well.
Absolutely, and I just wanted to filter this a little bit more just to get an idea. And so you said we got 13.5 during the regular season. That's essentially what they're averaging throughout the entire postseason as a whole. With tonight's game bringing it down a little bit, Knicks are averaging 15 turnovers. So they have gone up a little bit with the sloppiness. They just got to get that back under wraps. But for the most part, they're not too far off in how they've been able to handle the rock. But as you noted, CP, it's just all about, converting when you get turnovers and then stopping the Pacers. Because that's the other thing, is that the Knicks aren't great at getting out in transition, and defensive transition, that is. So with that, when they do turn the ball over, it's just a clear runway. If they were better at it and more locked in, then it wouldn't be as big of an issue, right? Even tonight, as we talked about earlier, Pacers had more turnovers, and as the Knicks had less, right? But the Knicks conceded more points than the Pacers did off their turnovers. So Knicks got to be better about getting out in transition, and that's a lot of communication when it comes to that point.
Yeah. No question about it. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe to the channel. We'll get our trivia contest going in just a short. But let's hear from Mark. Mark on the Discord. Go ahead and unmute your mic. How you doing, Mark?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good, man. How you doing?
Good. I just wanted to talk about a few points. Now, obviously, we got to come out like we did this game, both beginning of the game and the second half. We do that. Perfect transitions to the rest of the game, right? And that for me, all starts with Mitchie. That dominance, the ability to just create second opportunities over and over again. And on the defensive end, one thing that stood out, and I know you guys remember this play, I'm not sure if you discussed it, but when Jalen Brunson had that turnover where he lost the ball and there were two Pacers going down the court, did you see Mitchie hustle down there, stop the first one, and get to the second?
Yeah, because Towns wasn't hustling back.
He's got his legs, though, man. I didn't know he had those legs still.
Yeah.
I was very impressed by that.
Yeah, Mitchie's activated for money time, man. He's not playing around.
He's really in it right now. I love seeing that. You talked about Hart a lot. Obviously, he really needs to clean that up. I mean, he's really I just call him bipolar, because he's either making very good plays and he'll just go straight to the basket, no thinking, just straight up get the N1, or there's situations where he can do it and he just tries to pass it off and forces a turnover. It's it confuses me, Yeah. The main thing that I want to talk about is Deuce again, man. Is there something going on with him that we don't know about? Because last game, granted, I know the bench was playing well and all of that, but I mean, of the people out there, you'd want to have Deuce out there for the minutes, right? So why is he on the bench and playing so little minutes in the last few games? I can't really put a finger on it. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It's just it's confusing because he brings a defense. He obviously is a prolific scorer as well. He can go to the rim as well. He could shoot the three. Like, I don't know. I don't know why he's on the bench. It's confusing me, and I thought maybe there's something out there that I'm missing, but it's very confusing. But as long as we just lock up like we are on defense, like one game at a time now, right? That's it, just one game. And I mean, I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. If we play like we played today, we could beat them, and we could beat anyone if we play like we played today. If we lock down defensively and we just play as a unit. Did you guys see the post-game interview on TNT with Towns?
You know what?
The TNT crew?
You know what? We're going to play it right now and react to it, man. Appreciate it.
There
Good
you go.
segue.
Perfect. Yeah,
Good
I really
segue,
liked
man.
his discussion there.
Yeah. All
right, guys.
Appreciate it, man.
Later.
That's Mark on the Discord, Al. Shout out to Mark on the Discord. Okay, let's play the Towns clip here. Let's talk about it. Here's Karl Anthony Towns with the TNT crew. And they left Draymond at home. Great job by them. Now, here's Karl Anthony Towns. Here we go.
I got to say something now. I got to criticize you. Yeah, man, why do you begin?
Hang on. Let's turn the volume up so we could give this proper justice here. Here we go. Here's Karl Anthony Towns, TNT crew. Here we go.
I got to say something now. I got to criticize you. Yeah, man, why do you be getting them dumb fouls?
I was going to ask the same question.
Why do you do that?
God only knows.
I mean, because, when you got your fourth foul, they took you out. They made a run.
Yeah.
You got to stop doing that.
I got to do a much better job.
Yes.
I got to do a much better job.
You can get fouls, but a couple, like the other day when you just grabbed somebody by the wrist.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Or you talking about last game or this game?
Last game.
Every game. Oh, you talking about the one with picking up?
You just grabbed his arm.
Yeah.
But you can't be getting those
Nah,
fouls.
I can't. You ain't wrong. You ain't wrong. I hurts our team. But again, I want to give a shout out to the bench and the guys, everyone who comes in and they hold it down even when I'm making these mistakes. I got to fix that though.
Okay.
24-13 tonight. New York stays alive.
Yeah.
We will see you in Indianapolis
Indy.
for game 6.
Congratulations.
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all. Yes, sir.
Carl, they're always good to see you.
Jersey
Thank you very
Shaq.
much.
All right. I like that. I do like that. I do like the legends calling him out there. Like, bro, what are you doing? Maybe this is what we needed, Al, to keep him on the court. We might need him for 48 minutes on Saturday.
God willing.
God willing. You know what I'm saying? He might get a tip.
He says God knows.
You might get a
That's
tip
God
special.
willing.
You might get a tip special game 6, man.
Carl, I'm going to need you to play 57 minutes.
You know, Cap ain't coming out that game like that, man.
Oh, no. Game. If there's a game 7, Brunson probably sits a max of 2 minutes. Max. And even that's risky.
For a trip to the finals? Oh, buddy.
Bro, we saw game 6 against the Miami Heat. He sat for 2 minutes. That was the end of it.
Rick gonna be like, you want to go to Delon? You want to go to Shamet? Tibbs gonna be like,
yeah, he's gonna get up from those. He's like, yo, Tibbs, don't you want to play one of the bench? Tibbs gonna be like,
we're searching right now. What we got? Starting 5.
You know that Magic Johnson gift that he's like,
yeah.
That's gonna be Tibbs. Hey man, you want to go to the bench in game 7?
Nobody, don't even think about it.
Lifetime.
Yeah,
my job's on the line, buddy. I need to make it.
Yeah. Shout out to Carlo Cananero. Oh, we got merch going to the Philippines. Our guy Carlo Cananero. We gotta send this thing first class here. Shout out to Juan Carlo Cananero. Shout out to Sean Burgess, who just copped some merch. Shout out to Sean, man. Let's go. Salute, man. Michelle Duffy, Jocks, Bernard, Jocks. Salute to Jocks. Okay. Uh-oh. Here we go. Well, let's get the music for this super chat, Al. Let's get the music here for the super chat. It is Friday, isn't it?
Oh.
It is Friday, isn't it? We got a $20 super chat from a Fanchise channel member by the name of Robert Randolph. And he says, King Cat kinda is Van easily beat the Pacers of Thibs play the tough bench defensive players to match up. If Knicks win Game 6, the Garden will be rocking on Monday. Okay. Sounds like Friday night, Mr. Friday Night Knicks was at the Garden and had a couple of too many pops. I can't read that, sir. You're going to have to translate in English.
King Cat.
King Cat. Look at this guy. Look how he switches up on his man Julius. His man Julius went down in flames last night.
Hate to see it.
I'm not going to kick him when he's down.
I'm not going to kick him when he's down, but let me just start laughing real quick.
No. This is what we got to call out. All right? Oh, man. I was just disgusted by it. The guy's having a good playoff. You got all these people, oh, he needs his apology. All you guys are kicking Julius. All he needed was an opportunity. And what did you see last night? That boy Tony Jones said, your man Julius Randle quit in the second quarter. Hold off on the parade. All these people on their high horse, I told you, Julius. Get out of here, man. No disrespect to the guy. Well, I'm happy for him, whatever he's doing out there. Let's pump the brakes.
They should be looking at Ant-Man, though. I'm not going to lie. Ant-Man's been had some questionable games.
He did.
That's your alpha.
He did.
And your alpha's shooting like a role player, man. That man only went to the rim or shot threes.
Well,
That's Dante's role.
Look, man. Julius is Julius. He is what he is. He's the same guy. A good player who makes head-scratching plays. And so does Karl Anthony Towns. They're the same guys.
This is the Spider-Man meme?
It's a Spider-Man meme. Question mark for a question mark. You're just hoping to be a little bit better the next game. They showed a classic play. He gets stripped by the ball. I think about Jalen Williams. My man didn't even run back. He ran the other way.
And Alex Caruso still has Julius's number.
Still got him. Yeah. Knock it off. And then look how quickly this turncoat Robert Randolph. Now it's King Cat. You see how quickly he dipped off from Julius? I hope he's watching tonight, man. This guy's got no loyalty, man.
He's like that Westbrook meme, eating in the corner. It's like, oh, I hope no one noticed this one.
Yeah. Shout out to Robert Randolph, man. $20 super chat, man. He's got that Grammy paper. That's the standard. $20.
Is Robert Randolph going to be there at the Knicks Content Creator Tournament?
I don't know. You never know with Sergeant Sources, man. You can always believe that it's the complete opposite of what he says. So if he says he's going to be there, he's not going to be there. Yeah. He's not going to be there.
So you're saying it's like his reporting?
Yeah. Oof. Shout out to T-Walk, 1123, $10 super chat says, keep cat in the post. Shout out McGraw, New York. Salute to everybody up in McGraw, New York. Where's that at? Where's McGraw, New York, Al? You know where it is?
I have no idea where that is, man.
McGraw, New York. Salute to SendMail7, $10 super chat says, thumbs up for you boys. Like and subscribe. Great game tonight. Let's go Knicks. On to Game 6. Salute. Yeah, I couldn't read Randall's super chat, man. King Cat kinda is Van easily beat the Pacers of Thibs play the tough bench defensive players to match up. Did you read that? If Knicks win Game 6,
well, I couldn't read that, man.
He's sauced.
Punctuation, editing. These are very critical things for the super chats, people. We have to be able to read them.
All right. He was at the Garden. He's probably hobnobbing with Chalamet and Kylie. You saw Gail King pulled up. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So Randolph is in the mix. He's tapped in like that. So he's probably sauced up. He's sipping the Dom P.
Live the life.
Yeah. Randolph.
Did he invite you?
Nah, he hasn't invited me to a game yet.
Wow.
That's why I tell him $20 minimum on the super chat. He's got to pay friendship fees.
Friendship fees? Is that what you said?
Yeah. He's got all them Grammys. Yeah, minimum.
This is quite the friendship. Hey, buddy, I want to play you a basketball and take that Grammy from you.
You got to pay up. He's tapped in with Beyonce, the Carters, and them. He's in those circles. $20 minimum, Randolph. That's a fact. Brandon Guest was in the building. Okay, he said Sonny Lee was in there. Okay, shout out to them. Who else was in there? Yeah, it was a lot of a lot of the regulars were there.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Strahan was in there. Strahan was there with Gail King.
So McGraw, I just did some research. It's right by the Finger Lakes, Western New York. Man.
Yeah. I was out there a couple years ago. I like it out there, man. Very nice.
Wine and cheese country.
Wine and cheese. Yeah, yep. Me and wifey did a wineries out there. We did a little Watkins Glen State Park.
Nice.
Watkins Glen State Park. Had a great time out there. Very nice. Nice weekend getaway out there. Stayed in an Airbnb we thought was haunted. It was a great adventure, man. I'll tell you that much. It was, definitely stayed in a haunted Airbnb. Love to tell the story. You know?
Oh man.
Yeah, almost smashed the deer like a freaking
crazy. You gotta be careful out there, my man.
Yeah.
It's Western New York. You gotta be careful while you're driving.
Pulled up into the town, a deer just hopped out of the joint. Yeesh. Like one of them ones that you had to kill on Buck Hunter. Remember that game, Buck Hunter? not the Bambi joints. Not the Bambi ones.
The thing that's gonna kill your car.
Yeah, that thing that's gonna survive when you hit it. Those types. Yeah, we came up on one of those as soon as we hit the town. My man,
you hit Seneca Falls while you're out there?
No, I didn't get that far.
Okay,
I didn't get over there, but now we did Watkins Glen. We did Watkins Glen. It was nice. It was very nice out there. Okay, all right, off the rails a little bit, but we back. Omega Rex 73 $50 super chat says Thibs is finally pressing Carlisle. Indy will come out fast, and we got to snuff that out with full court press. Yeah, full court press, heavy paint points, and removing Hart and Cat from bringing up the ball. If Thibs secures the pace, the players will deliver. Knicks in 7. I like that. I'm with Omega Rex, man. I'm
Knicks in 7. Let's go.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay. All right, let's clear out the phones. Who else we got? LD on the Discord. Go ahead and unmute your mic.
Knicks in 7.
Let's go. LD, talk about
Knicks in 7.
Let's go.
Knicks in 7.
Okay.
I couldn't call in on Tuesday because I'm in Arizona, Phoenix for work.
Okay.
And I went to catch the Kendrick Lamar tour.
Okay.
And I'm Knicks out, got my Knicks hat on, Knicks shirt. You know, I'm watching the game, standing in line. By halftime, Halliburton has a triple-double.
Yeah.
And I'm like, buddy, I couldn't even enjoy the show, bruh. I'm just like, bro, come on.
Yeah.
But today, my boy Cat, ignoring the fouls, Karl Anthony Towns is kind of getting busy though.
Yes, he was. Yeah,
we
he was.
Got to give him his props. Like he's getting busy. Obviously, Jalen Brunson is doing his thing. I never really realized why Mikal Bridges doesn't finish the games with like 30 points because I feel like he hits every mid-range shot, like at least 10 per quarter.
Yes.
You know. He's doing his thing. OG kind of seems this series hasn't really been his thing.
Yeah, he was a little better tonight. I thought he was decent tonight. He was pretty
right. Good. But I don't know what Buddy was talking about with what's his name, McBride. I know he was talking about giving him a little bit more minutes.
Yeah,
McBride is showing up. You know.
Yeah,
they're showing up, and I think Thibs has secured his job for next year, winning this game. I don't think you can do anything with Thibs after this win, but I really think the Knicks got it from this point on. Because
hope so.
Yeah, they do. As long as as the last caller said, as long as we curb, or the last comment, we curb that initial, outpour of offense in the second quarter. I think we got this. Because Towns is playing angry. Brunson is obviously playing angry. Everybody else seems to be stepping up. The bench, Shamet was rude today.
Yes, he was. You know
what I mean? He was doing his thing. But it was a good. Somebody said Knicks in 6. Knicks in 7. We passed Knicks in 6 at this point.
Yeah.
Knicks in 7. I think we got this. We got this.
Let's go, man. LD on the Discord. So you say you out in Arizona, man?
Yeah, for work.
For
work. Yeah, it's
for work.
It's
for
like,
work, Al.
Yeah. You said what?
Okay. No. I was just chatting with Al. Just chatting. Yeah.
Yeah. For work, because I do like network engineering stuff, and I had to do something out here.
Okay.
But yeah, it's like, I don't know if you've ever been to Arizona. Right now, it's like 108 million degrees.
Yeah, I've been to Phoenix.
It's
Just
a
past it, too.
disaster, bruh.
Yeah. Okay.
It's cool though.
All right, man. Just stay up, man. Be safe.
No
out there.
doubt.
Yeah. All right. It's LD on the Discord, Al. Said he's out in Arizona networking. Okay. All right. If
Heard Arizona has a big party scene.
Yeah, if that's what they want to call it nowadays. He's networking. Nah, he said he was a network engineer. Now that's cool, man. Shout out to LD, man. Do your thing out there. Be safe. And yeah, man. Be safe. Be safe out there. All right. Let's see. Shout out Lou 86. Lou 86 on the Discord. New Fanchise channel member calling in. Let's go. Do we have Lou? Sometimes happens with the new members, Al. You know, they gotta kind of get acclimated with the Discord. Lou going once. We're gonna try Lou one more time. He's out of there. Okay. Sorry, Lou. Okay.
No skip to my Lou today.
Yes. All right, Lou. All right, man. Sayquizzy. Go ahead and unmute your mic. Sayquizzy.
You good?
Hey, how you doing?
Glad we won on our home court today.
Yeah.
Played great. Cap Brunson was on one today.
Yeah.
He did not want to lose. To start off this game, it was bucket after bucket.
Mm-hmm.
He shot 12 for 18. And all the Brunson hate talking about, free throw merchant, blah, 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 this.
Yeah.
He only had 4.
Ridiculous.
He only had 4.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to hear nothing. But Hart got to fix the turnovers. We don't need those. He had me pulling my hair, like, take him out the game. Because I'm like, well, we up by 20, and you doing dumb turnovers, passing it up when you got to lay up. You got to fix those because you cannot do that on the road.
Yeah.
Please fix that. But the key today was defense. The defense showed up today. That's what you need. You can't allow Pacers to score 120, 130, expecting to win that game. Because then that means we got to score more. And we ain't the best at doing that.
Right.
So if we could keep them under 110 at least, we got a chance of winning.
Got to play
But
defense,
if they
man.
get that 120 range, that means OG got to be on another level.
Shootout.
Bridges got to make his shots because, he always missing early.
Yeah.
He got to be on one, but I'd rather it be a low-scoring game.
Mm-hmm. Shootout,
Thibs,
man.
he trusts the bench today. Like, seeing Shamet fight over screens had me hyped because I'm like, bro, we always getting smacked around by screens.
Yeah.
And Pacers out here running through everybody like they're a visible wall. Like, we need somebody to fight off some screens. Like, but we seen this story before with Thibs. Every time the bench play, they play good or somebody play good.
And you know what? And how about that second quarter? He ran with Shamet late in that second quarter, running up to the half. He did. He did.
We seen the story before with Thibs though.
Yeah.
Like Payne, game 1 versus the Pistons, he had the best game of his life.
Yes.
Game 2, we didn't see Payne no more. But then after that, he played campaign even more after we were saying, okay, stop playing him now.
Yeah.
And then game 3, you play the bench.
Yeah.
They played good for you because you had to play them because everybody was in foul trouble.
Yeah.
Game 4, you had the starters play the full third when they was the reason why we went down by 11. Like, I didn't understand that. I'm like, Thibs, why are we playing the third? Like, this is the fourth quarter. Like, let them rest, bring them in the fourth quarter. Then, if we lose, whatever.
Yeah.
But hopefully he does the same plan. The refs was better today. They didn't call a bunch of soft calls. Hopefully the refs don't mess it up game 6 and they call it the same way. Let them play because I believe that helps the Knicks, especially with Cat, with him picking up stupid fouls all the time. If it can be physical, it helps Cat.
There you go.
But
there you go.
Pacers better win game 6.
Yes, sir.
Because if you let us get to a game 7, anything can happen. Like all them crazy shots these Pacers be doing, they might start being air balls. They might be a little shaky.
Yeah, man.
So they better win game 6. But that's all I got to say.
Stay up, Sayquizzy on the Discord. Salute to Sayquizzy, man. Well, listen, man. At KFTV, we not only Host the #1 show for the fans by the fans. Yeah, we also have a direct line to the coaching staff. You know what I mean? I told Thibs, get me Mitchie in the starting lineup. He got us Mitchie in the starting lineup. I told him, get Delon in the rotation, Thibs. What are we doing here?
And he went even further. You got your Shamet.
Got a Sham. Wow.
Now, we got to do CP.
What else do you need? What do you need? Let me know.
Reduce the Josh Hart minutes.
All right. See what I can do.
That was going to be tough.
That's going to be very tough. That's going to be very tough, sir. I don't know if I could do that, man. Well, we'll see. I'll see what's up, man.
You're gonna say, hey, can you reduce Josh Hart's minutes? And he's gonna be like, you want him to play more? No. I said reduce the minutes.
You want him to play with Deuce?
40? No.
You want him to play more with Deuce?
30 minutes. 48. Okay, if you want 48 minutes. Oh, my God.
All right, man. A couple more here. Rapid fire. Lou, are you with us? Lou, are you there?
You're good now?
Yes, sir. How are you, man? Welcome to the show,
right,
sir.
Dude.
Where are you calling in from, man?
Yeah. Cleveland. So I am Dustin Lucides. I mean, you butchered my last name a couple of times.
Okay.
It's fine.
No. What is it?
Hey,
so we get it right the next time.
I'll let it go.
No. Because if you're gonna send more super chats, I got to get it right, man. What? How do you pronounce it?
Oh yeah, Lucides. You got it?
Did I not say Lucides?
Lucides, but hey, don't worry.
Okay. All right.
As a Greek guy,
yeah,
we'll let it go.
Okay, Al, this is your people. So that's Alex's fault.
There you go.
That's Alex's fault. He should have checked it from the beginning.
Oh, brother. Yeah, so te cañes.
Hey, perfect. I love it. No, but I live in Cleveland now. I was born and raised upstate New York, Poughkeepsie.
Nice.
Dude, watching the Knicks this series has been it's like watching different teams. My biggest thing, dude, we've been watching. My father and I have been watching games the last 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen so many teams give up layups to kick out for 3-pointers. The entire series, Josh Hart specifically, has been getting dribble penetration, kicking out for 3-pointers, and throwing absurd passes. I think it's been killing us. And again, I'd love to get your guys' input on that, but I feel like the dribble penetration has been there all series. We've been making terrible decisions with the basketball once we get inside the 3-point line.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I think it's just a lot of it is the nature of the game, man. Just trying to get those driving kicks for open threes. But for the Knicks, sometimes, like especially, it was either in that third or the fourth quarter, the open threes that they were giving it to the guy that, yeah, you want him to shoot to get confidence, but like they had a couple times where Hart shot threes and it was just like, yo, Turner's not in the game. Go strong to the basket and maybe you get some better opportunity at high efficiency points. But I think that's just more in their style of play, man. But I'm with you. The driving lanes are there. They had 60 points in the paint tonight. They've had it multiple times in this series. These guys should not be feared like that. I'm with you, man.
I agree, and I stand by my stance.
Yeah.
We were there in the Celtics series, and as a Knicks fan, you were furious if they let that 3-2 lead get away, right? You wanted to close that game out in that exact game. Do not want to. If you're the Indiana Pacers, 3-2 going back to Indiana, that's their game 7. If they lose that game, they know they're in big trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's why it's going to be a dogfight.
Lead is worse than 3-2.
Yeah.
So if we go in there, this is our game 7, and we play our butts off, we win this series. It's not even a question. We come back to MSG, this series is over.
That place is going to be on fire. That's why they got to be ready to take their best shot, man.
Ellis, you keep killing it, dude. Listen, you guys every night.
Appreciate you, man.
Literally kept me alive.
Appreciate it, man. Glad we could do our part, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Absolutely.
Lou,
love you guys. Later.
On the Discord, Lucetti's out. Lucetti's.
Alinicta. That's good night to my people.
There you go.
Saying good night. There you go.
Oh, shout out Lou Boogie in the chat. Says CP hit free throws at a higher clip than Chris Dudley. Finally, somebody. Shout out to Lou Boogie, man. Hey, he's right, man. He's right. He's right.
You good? So when you bring him on the show, you got to tell him that.
I just might.
Wow.
Kane Clough, shout out to our guy Kane, repping down in the land down under. Shout out to Kane. Shout out to Caleb Vasquez, $5 super chat. Says, what's good, CP? See money here. We must bring it back here for Game 7. That's lit. Let's go. By the fans, for the fans, by the fans. Okay. Okay, all right, couple more on the Discord. Let's go rapid fire it up. Let's go to India. Ashwin, how you feeling?
CP, when I have a small question for you.
Sure.
When Cat got out with the fourth foul in early third quarter.
Yeah.
Thibs put Hart. Who would you have put in?
He had Hart. I gotta
He
remember.
put Hart instead. There was Michi and Cat were playing both. They were like the starting lineup.
Yeah.
Brunson, Cat, Mitch, OG, and Mikkel.
Yeah.
So when Cat went out, he put Hart in. With Michi, who would you have put in that moment?
I got to see how they were matching up. I don't remember who the Pacers had out there on the court.
Because
Who the
he
Pacers?
put Hart in. Hart had then Brunson fed to Mikkel. Mikkel and Hart were playing two-man game, and Hart had a dumb turnover. And after that, they went Hart had another turnover. Hart break 3 open threes, and they went on a 10-0 run.
Yeah.
And then my PTSD kicked in. It kicked in very bad.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
mean, obviously, I would have looked for Shamet, but also like you got to see because Hart was also guarding Obi at some certain spurts in that second half as well.
Yeah, but I would have gone with Deuce because out of all the open threes, Deuce would have made at least one.
Yeah, Deuce.
At least one. Thibs, it's like people keep saying Thibs had a good coaching game. Then Brunson after the 10-0 run, Brunson, he went ballistic. He made a 4-point play and he made a couple of more shots and brought the lead back to 16 or 17, I think.
Yeah. You're right. When Hart was taking those, it was definitely Deuce for sure.
I'm thankful that Mikkel came back to his senses and he played because it does not take much to put pressure on Halley, to play strong on Halley, and Mikkel did that, so that was really good, and I hope he does that again.
Yeah.
But people keep saying Thibs did a very good coaching job. I'm going to say Brunson brought us back to the game in spite of Thibs coaching.
Okay.
And just only one thing is necessary after this. Everything is going perfectly. Less Hart minutes. That's all.
There you go. Checking in from India, man. Still there? All right, shout out to our guy Ashwin on the check-in. So we're going to go from India. Let's go to Costa Rica next, Al. Let's go to Aliones on the members lounge. Aliones, how you doing, man?
Yo, CP, Alex, what's going on, guys?
Yeah, we here, man. Maintaining. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing great, man. I just want to say I think the Pacers are in trouble, man. I think that off ball we saw with Brunson is going to be very, very important going forward. I think it affects their defense because it keeps them on their heels, and because of that, it hurts them in transition. So I think that's going to be very important to set the tone. And then later on, as the game progresses, Brunson is going to be able to attack a little more freely because now they don't know if he's going to pass and continue playing off ball or if he's going to attack. So I think that's going to be very important going forward. And if we do that and we refine what we did tonight, get ready. It's going to be fun.
Let's go. Shout out to you, man. Let's go to the Glockster, man. Cody Glock. Let's go. Actually, hang on. You gotta be a closer. Hang on. False start. Let's go to HP Cuzco on the and the members lounge. HP.
Yo, you hear me?
Yes, how you doing?
Yo, I'm not gonna be long. It's been a while.
Yes.
Knicks in 7. Sham wow.
Let's go, HBK. Hey, he said it, Al. Rapid fire. He rapid fired it up.
That was rapid fire.
Yeah.
Couldn't get any quicker than that.
For sure. All right, so you know what? Let's do our what time is it right now? Are the people still with us, Al? Oh yeah, we still got 3,500 people in here. It's 1:00 in the morning here on the East Coast. Let's go. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. Hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe to the channel. Did we hit 100,000 subscribers yet? We almost there, man. We almost there. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel and sharing these videos. And I think we might get there by like game 7, for real. I think we might get there by game 7. Okay, so let's get ready to do our giveaway. So TM, I'll let you prep the chat. And we're going to do our giveaway. We will close the show with the Glockster. And then, hey, tomorrow's another day, man. We'll have game preview. I'm going to see if we get my guy George into the Knicks verse in the building for tomorrow's Bleacher Report show. So this show is we're pretty much working around the clock here. We don't sleep during the playoffs. So that's why I got to get my guys at Bear Mattress. And I got to get them to send you a mattress too, Al. Get you a hookup, man. Get you some good sleep. And also, a salute to another one of our sponsors at CarGurus.com, man. Hey, if you guys need to buy or sell a car, check out CarGurus.com, man. They do a great job of aggregating all the best deals out there for the particular car that you want. And it works like many other car search engines where you type in the car that you want, your zip code, and it'll find you the best deals in your area. It was voted the #1 most visited car shopping site in America. Over 4.5 stars on the Apple Play Store, over 4.5 stars on the Google Play Store. Check out CarGurus.com to get the best deal for you today, whether you are buying or selling a car. Go to CarGurus.com and let them know the good people at KnicksFanTV sent you. Okay.
Now, funny thing enough, CP, about CarGurus.
Yeah.
I pass it on my day to my 9 to 5 every day.
Oh, really?
HQ is out here. Yeah, HQ is out here for CarGurus.
There you go.
Can't miss it. The sign is like massive on top of that skyscraper.
Yeah.
2, CarGurus also will help you go through the car review. So you can go to their YouTube channel and go check out stuff too. They do in-depth work to make sure that you're making the right purchase.
There you go, man. So shout out to our guys at CarGurus for sponsoring today's show. And again, if you guys are in the market for a car, looking to sell your car, it is a good resource for you. Okay, let me get my trivia music on. And then we're going to get to the Glockster. Al, I hope you're ready for this one. This might be a doozy.
Oh, boy. No one TM.
The chief moderating officer does not play around. And once again, today's prize. This is a t-shirt from the second round against the Celtics. But, hey, the one that history was made for the Knicks to get here. Eastern Conference semifinals. These are the t-shirts that they put on the chairs at Madison Square Garden, where you know how OKC the people all wear the shirts they put on the chairs. Well, at Madison Square Garden they don't do that. we're New Yorkers. We're too stylish. More than likely you came with better drip than this. But hey, for you people at home, this is a nice keepsake. I'm gonna put this in a package with the rally towels that they hand us when we go through the turnstile. So you're going to get one of these and an Eastern Conference semifinals rally towel if you can answer this trivia question. Okay, let me make sure TM has TM sifted through the chat. Or TM, are we good in the chat? Yes, we are. Okay, so today's question is: the New York Knicks ended a 25-year drought in terms of getting to the conference finals. Who are the only 2 franchises that have a longer active conference finals drought? So the Knicks were 25 years. There's 2 other teams who have a longer conference finals drought. Put the 2 teams in the chat. Okay. Uh-oh. I see. Oh, man. I think I see a photo finish here. I see some answers in the chat there, TM. Al, while we figure out the winner, your answer, please.
One's got to be the Charlotte Hornets.
Okay. Charlotte Hornets. And the next?
The Philadelphia 76ers.
Oh. No, sir. No. You know, that was a good guess. The people did put the Sixers. But remember, the Sixers did go to the no, I'm bugging. It's not the Sixers. It is not the Sixers. Because
because
they
were with AI.
They were in the finals with AI. They were in the finals with AI. The answer is the Charlotte Hornets at 35 years. And, you know, I don't blame you because you probably don't even know that this is an NBA team, but there's an NBA team called the Washington Wizards. 46 years.
Jeez.
46 years.
Has it really been that long for the Wizards?
It has. So we're talking about West. Was West Unseld still on that team?
Jeez.
Rest in peace to West. Wizards and Hornets. TM, who do we got, man? I saw it looked like we had a photo finish here. Luke Bryan. Congratulations to Luke Bryan, who won, man. Photo finish. Congratulations to Luke Bryan. Email us at kftvmedia@gmail.com with your address, and we'll get that out to you. Congratulations to all participants. And, hey, keep it locked to the number one show for the fans by the fans. You never know when we're going to have one of these. Congratulations to Luke Bryan. Hornets, Wizards. Okay, good job there. Yeah.
Jeez, man.
Yep, Hornets and Wizards, man. Hornets and Wizards. Okay.
The Hornets make sense, though.
Yeah.
I did not expect the Wizards. That's... Sheesh.
Yeah.
Why are people joking on the Knicks, man? DC can't get anything right?
Yeah, never. Nah, only Mambo sauce. Salute. A-level CPY want my number validate on the Discord. I'm trying to get on. Talk to TM. TM, if you can help that guy out somehow, some way. He's not having trouble validating numbers. People, that's happened to a couple of people where they're having trouble validating phone numbers with the Discord. I think it had happened to my guy Larry. I was trying to help him troubleshoot down in Atlanta and it wasn't working. So let's see if we can help those people out. TM has the answers for everything, so we'll rely on them to get the job done. Let's go to the Glockster. Close us out, man. Cody, are you there? For real this time. Wait a second. What happened to Cody Glock, man? Cody, are you there? Check 1, check 2. Microphone check. All right. Okay. Maybe maybe it's a false alarm. We'll get back to it. Let's go through some of the super chats that we may have missed. Shout out to Ryan. I see you. Shout out to Stop the Panic. A Fanchise channel member says, fellas, it's time to start thinking about the finals. Ooh, he's throwing some bad juju out there. I can't do that, Al. I can't do that. I can't wait. I can't do that. Shout out to
One
Stop
game
the
at a
Panic.
time, my man.
One game
at a time.
Who else we got here? JB Clue, $5 super chat. Pacers in 8. One-way ticket to Cancun. Halibum is a fake demon. Shout out to him, man. Shout out to him. Okay. Who else we got here? He says Pacers in 8. Yeah. Shout out to Emil Beaumansour. $5 Australian super chats are still tight about game 1. Yeah, me too. I'm still tight about game 1. Happy for the win. Seeing Shamet and Wright play well is bittersweet. Achua minutes can be useful if Cat gets in foul trouble. Let's go. Salute to Eric L. Beats. He just gifted 5 franchise channel memberships. Salute. Dolfo D. Salute to you. He just gifted 5 franchise channel memberships. Shout out to Reb Marty. Franchise channel member says, what do you know? Thibs plays his bench and they play well. I'm going to do or die, man. Got to. It's when I go home. These guys were not ready to go to Cancun tonight. Above the rim, $5 Super Chat Franchise channel member says, I was screaming, get Hart out of there all third and fourth quarter. Thibs is diabolical. Which assistant coach will burn the Thibs template cards? I won't even. Mr. Knicks 101, salute. Lord Steven Stone, $5 Super Chat Franchise channel member says, that's what I'm talking about. Defense was there today. Thankfully, we need 2 more to move forward. Shout out to Mitchie. I like his game today. Shout out to Rudy V. $5 Super Chat says, even though Siakam is the Pacers' best player, as long as we contain Halliburton, we should get the dub on Saturday. Yeah. Also, just watch out for the overhelping, man. Like, sometimes, hey, I'll fight a contested two, then just let him get that one of those guys a wide open three. Shout out to Bees Noriega, $5 Super Chat Fanchise channel member, says, I won't be impressed unless we win Game 7 and we can play elite. Original Man, $5 Super Chat Fanchise channel member, says, my apologies for losing faith after last game. Great team win, one game at a time. Let's go Knicks. Shout out to Jet Life, Fanchise channel member. He gifted 5 Fanchise channel memberships out, so we're growing. Fanchise channel members are growing. Knicks are nowhere, $5 Super Chat says, first and only place to go to after a Nick game, KFTV. Shout out to the gang. One game at a time, one quarter at a time. Shout out to you, man. Well said. Absolutely. Daniel Uribe, $5 Super Chat. He says, we're going to load the Glocks back up. Daniel Uribe says, after game 1 nightmare, it's only fitting Knicks come back in 7 and rip their hearts out. Salute. Shout out to Omen. $5 Super Chat is back against the wall. We got to keep the foot on the gas till we wake up in OKC. Keep the Pacers momentum at hoopty pace, and we can take back the series. Let's go Knicks. Shout out to Samuel7, $10 Super Chat. Says thumbs up for you boys. Like and subscribe. Great game tonight. Let's go Knicks. Okay, I got that one. Shout out to welcome to the Fanchise channel members. KJ. Welcome Glockwork718. Shout out to DJ Iota Frat 1963. $5 Super Chat says, good win. Would have been a miserable summer if the Farmers won tonight. Knicks need to play with urgency on Saturday. Hashtag fight back. Big Double R22 $5 Super Chat says, shout out my guy John Starks for showing the refs how to call and out of bounds. I saw that. Did you see that, Al?
I did. Because they missed that one on TJ Lamb's game.
Yeah, right. John don't miss. Oh, man, no, I should have said that. The bad play on words. Obi told a fan to meet him outside the Hilton Hotel. Right, back. Yeah. Shout out to Lou. Says, keep on fighting. We got this. Drop a thumbs up button for this big win. Let's go Knicks for sure. 3,600 people on the check-in, man. We still rocking. 1 o'clock in the morning. Remember that these shows are also available in audio podcast format. So if you missed it on YouTube, throw us on in the car. Throw us on in the Uber. On the truck. Shout out all my truck drivers, my Uber drivers as well. Shout out to everybody at the MTA rocking with us late night. My UPS delivery people, Amazon, everybody in the truck on the daily grind. Shout out to Romello Alviles. Salute, man. Okay. Shout out Young Kobe. Fanchise channel member says, wouldn't it be crazy if this series ends with Spike doing the choke sign? Knicks have to take care of business. Nobody wants to see OKC versus Indy. Shout out Nelly Nell. $5 Super Chat says, great win tonight. We played Knicks basketball. Damian G. Fanchise channel member says, New York born and raised repping at these Dallas bars. Lower man on the island. NYC for life. There you go. Shout out to Kane. Shout out to T-Walk. 1123. Just keep cat in the post. Got that one. Shout out. He says, upstate Syracuse. Okay. Black Yankee 79. Says CP, it's time for Thibs to play Huck Porty more. Definitely helps keep Mitch and Cat well rested and out of foul trouble. I think that spot's going to Precious right now. So I think they have enough from the front court. You throw Precious out there, they should have more than enough. G Money salute says MTA up with you, CP. Big win. Yeah, salute to everybody at the MTA. Who's our first responders, NYPD, FDNY. Our medical, everybody working late night, tapping in with KFTV, man. Hopefully we could get you through your evening and through the early morning shift. Jamal Stanley, salute. Shout out to John. Welcome to the Fanchise channel members. And salute to Bacher G-Men Life. A Fanchise channel member says, keep up the great work. CP and Al need more Shamet and Wright. Salute to you, man. Salute. All right, Cody Clock. Do we have Cody Clock in the building? Are you here for the closing show, sir? Cody Glock. Going once. Wow. I what happened? Cody, are you there? All right, we're going to try him one more time. Hopefully 3 times the charm. If not, I got to go to sleep. So,
Cody, are you in the place?
Well, we just let him out the Discord. Hopefully he'll reset will help him. So, Cody, try it one more time. Maybe 3rd time's the charm. And you didn't hear him, right?
No, I
Well,
didn't hear
you
him.
can't hear him. Okay. All right, so we'll see what's up with Cody Glock. I'm going to text George right now, see if he's good to go for tomorrow. I think I'm doing Dexter Henry's show at 10:30, so we'll do Dexter's show. Are you good for tomorrow? How early? Tomorrow's Friday already. I like that little Memorial Day. That Memorial Day Tuesday gets you right. Starting to get into holiday season.
A little 4-day work week.
A little 4-day work week. Because, March, April, you don't really get no holidays.
No, it's a tough sled, man.
Tough sled.
Because you got to think about it. You start January, right? Then you get February. You get two holidays in there on Mondays.
Yeah, yeah.
Then you get to March. You're like, all right, now I got to do 5 days.
That was a tough stretch in school. Them school days, boy. Getting through them dog days. Those are the dog days of the school year. March, April. Well, once you get to April, man, and then you're good. Then you're going to class a lot less. And you're like, then you
get the spring break somewhere
then you get
over
spring
there.
break, and then you come back, and you're going to class even less. And then yeah. By the time you got to spring, boy, that was optional.
That's. Waking up, do I feel like going in today?
I feel like? How long is lunch gonna be today? Yeah, man. Well, guy Kyle.
The better question is it nice outside? Because that will determine if I'm going or not.
Yeah. No, sir. Nobody. Okay. All right, let's see. Do we have the Glocks? We're going to try one more time, ladies and gentlemen. The people want to hear the Glocks to close the show. So do we have him here on the Discord? Cody Glock. Is the third time the charm.
Is he in the place?
Is he in the place? Yeah, I don't know, man. I think I jinxed him. I jinxed him when I did the false alarm. All right, man. Well, Cody, man, we appreciate you still. But we got to get sleep, man. Salute to the Glockster. We'll try again another time. But, hey, good win. Knicks stay alive. Leave us some comments in the comment section. Salute to all the mods. Great job, TM. Great job, Tyler. Great job, Gamba. Great job, Alex. All the mods, man. Great job, everybody involved on today's production. And great job by the Knicks, most importantly, man. Keeping their season alive and keeping the machine rolling. Hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe to the channel. Salute to our sponsors of today, Underdog Fantasy, Bear Mattress, and CarGurus. Salute to everybody who left a franchise channel member, who became franchise channel members, and who also left Superchats. And shout out to everybody copping merch, man. KnicksFanTV.com, the merch store is rocking tonight. Usually is after a win. The all-new Against All Odds snapbacks and merch, hoodies, t-shirts, stickers, and prints. We have the Against All Odds print, autographed by myself, only 50 made. Check it out on KnicksFanTV.com. And Al will plan for the game preview.
There's another one.
There is another one. So, yeah, let me know about that so we can figure out. We definitely want to get that out Friday, ideally. So just keep me posted on that so we can make sure that we get the production ready to go.
I got you.
All right, man. I'll let you boys. Peace.